What's up, everybody? We'll get started in a few minutes. Just want to give everybody a chance to join here. While we're waiting, if you click that heart, click that thumbs up, give us a like. Be very appreciated. Trying to spread awareness of scams in our live stream, our weekly live stream. We spread awareness of scams. We look at the latest scam headlines to see what the latest trends are. Show you some examples to watch out for. This way you can warn your loved ones and you can protect yourself and protect your loved ones. Because everybody knows these scams, they're crazy right now. We'll get started at 5:50. We'll get started with the headlines. So I'll give everybody a chance to join. While you're here, say hi in the chat. What's up, John? Good to see you again, as always. We have two streams going. We got a vertical version going and then a widescreen version going. It looks like everybody's in the vertical version right now. That was the popular one last week too. If you're here, say hi in the chat. Click the heart. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you're watching. You might hear your experiences with scams. If you've ever been scammed, or any red flags that you've seen and that you've caught in time and haven't gotten scammed. Maybe a loved one has gotten scammed and keeps getting scammed. Well, we got plenty of educational resources and information for you on this live stream. In the meantime, if you want, check out scamaware101.com and click join mailing list. We also have a link to the mailing list in the description here too. Send out scam awareness alerts and tips and reminders when we're live. Got some good stuff to go over today. Picked a good day to join this stream. I see you noticed, John. It is. Thank you for asking. This is one of the many mugs you'll be seeing tonight during the live stream. Getting started in a couple minutes here. While we're waiting, give the live stream a like, click the heart, say hi in the chat, tell us what you want to hear. I'm glad you asked, John. You can see a link to the store on our YouTube channel. Got an assortment of mugs, a couple mouse pads. I picked items that you would keep on your desk as a reminder to stay aware of scams. I picture somebody sitting there about ready to click a malicious link in their email, and then they look at the coffee cup on their desk and they're, oh wait, this is a scam, right? That's what I envision happening. 5:48. We'll get started in 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. We can start with the headlines. This week's scam headlines. See which scams are trending, which ones we're being warned about. Thank you for joining us. We do this every week. Our live stream, Scam Awareness live stream. Jam-packed with examples, information about the current scams going around, the warnings going around. Won't try to sell you much every now and then. We'll try to sell you a coffee mug or something. So if you're not subscribed to our channel yet, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you'll stay on top of the latest videos coming out from us, the latest scam warnings. The more subscribers we get, the more likes we get, the more the algorithm will show our content to other viewers. Therefore, you could help spread awareness by clicking like and subscribing. All right, 5:50. Let's get this kicked off. Before we get started, again, welcome to the Scam Aware 101 weekly live stream where we discuss the latest scams, keep you in the loop about what's going on, which scams are trending, which scams are being warned about. For the first hour or so of the live stream, we check the latest headlines and warnings coming out from local law enforcement. Always want to stay ahead of the curve and know which scams are picking up and becoming more common to watch out for. You can visit our website, scamware101.com. You can join our email list to get notified about updates and warnings about the latest scams when we're going live stream. You can also follow us on our social media profiles. We've got Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, of course, YouTube. So we appreciate any subscribers and followers we could get. And with that said, let's get started with this week's scam headlines. And again, say hi in the chat. Click the heart. Let me know you're watching. Let's see, our first headline is so here's a scam alert to property owners. Don't know how to say the city's name. City of New Braunfels, it looks like. It looks like Braunfels. So let's see what they're warning about. The City of New Braunfels is warning local property owners about an email fraud scheme targeting those currently doing business with the city's Planning and Development Services Department. Now, before we get too deep into this, just because this is a warning coming from a specific city, it doesn't mean that the scam is limited there. That's why we include it in the headlines, because if it's happening in this city, you can guarantee it's happening in other cities. So this might be the first city to warn us about it, and that's why we do the headlines. This way we get in front of it. And we might be hearing more about this scam later in the future. But let's continue with the warning and see exactly what we're saying. Over the last 2 days, a number of emails have gone out to various property owners purporting to be from the City of New Braunfels. The email claims to be a formal notice from the city about pending payments due for planning and development fees, and includes an attachment with an official-looking invoice along with instructions to wire transfer the funds. This is a scam. These are not legitimate emails from the City of New Braunfels. All planning and development fees are invoiced through the online system, and all payments are made through that system. The City of New Braunfels will not invoice property owners by email and will never require a wire transfer to pay for fees and other charges. So this is a very common scam. It's a impersonation scam. They're impersonating the Planning and Development Department and reaching out to people in this community pretending that they owe fees. And this is a common scam. It's in every community, and you should be aware of it, and you should watch out for it. One of the red flags that they do mention here, which is definitely a red flag that you should always keep in mind, is when they're asking you to wire transfer money. You know, when that's the only way they'll accept payment, that's definitely a red flag. Let's see what else they say here. They give a couple tips here. If you didn't initiate the interaction, be very wary. And that's a great tip. Yeah, you have to be now. If you didn't initiate the interaction, sometimes even when you do, and we'll talk about that more later. But when you get a random phone call or a random email that you didn't initiate, you gotta stay alert, because these scammers, that's what they're doing. They're reaching out to you. Be very careful about giving out personal information over the telephone, especially when the phone call was unsolicited, right? So watch out for those unsolicited phone calls, and we're going to talk a lot about that during this live stream. We got a lot of examples, too. We have some photo recordings of scams to play for you, some voicemail recordings. So we got some good stuff coming up. Legitimate business or government organizations will never ask you to make a payment by purchasing gift cards or temporary credit cards. We'll talk about that one, too. Another red flag. If they ask you to purchase gift cards or make payment in gift cards, that's a huge red flag. That's what scammers do. No legit city government organization is asking you to pay your fees with gift cards, you know. Be wary of letting anyone into your home or onto your property without proper identification, marked vehicles, etc., especially when that person shows up unannounced or unsolicited. So we see this a lot with utility company scams. Someone showing up pretending they're from the utility company, the phone company or the power company. You need to watch out for that. And the number one recommendation for that is before you let someone in, even if they're showing you identification, call a utility company first and confirm that they're actually sending somebody over. Because these scammers, they create any kind of fake documentation that they want. And we'll go over some more examples of that in a little bit. But yeah, so that's the first headline. It was just warning property owners about this email claiming that they own fees, and it's not actually from the Planning and Development Association. So watch out for that one. Who's joining us? Who's with us? Say hi in the chat. Click the heart. Click the like. Going over our scam awareness headlines for the week. Let's check out our next one here. And by the way, we'll be discussing some romance scams, and those headlines were very popular this week. There's a lot of attention to romance scams with Valentine's Day coming up. So, and speaking of, this next headline is about pig butchering scams. So let's see what this is saying. So this is a warning coming from Oregon. Is Katie here yet? Katie would be interested in this one. Residents across the state should avoid responding to an unexpected text or direct message from a stranger, according to Oregon Division of Financial Regulation. They've issued a warning to be wary of such messages because they might be the first step in a relationship investment scam, also known as a romance scam or pig butchering scam. These scams often involve fraudsters contacting targets seemingly at random using social media or common communication apps, according to the Oregon Department of Business and Consumer Services. Right, so we've done the videos about how these scams get initiated, and a lot of times they'll get initiated through a wrong number text. You'll get a text message and they'll claim it's a wrong number, and we'll be talking about that later. We'll be showing some actual examples about it. But basically, they try to build up a friendship with these victims through text messaging, and they'll direct them to a third-party app like WhatsApp to continue the conversation. But eventually, as the victim starts trusting the scammer, eventually that's when requests for money start happening. Or they get told about a fake investment. But let's see what else they're saying here. The scammer gains the target's trust, all right, that's what I just said, often by starting a romantic relationship or a friendship. The scammer then starts to convince the victim to invest in phony investments, including fraudulent cryptocurrency schemes. Before falsely claiming the initial investment grew significantly, the scammer then asks for more money and demands payment of fees or taxes if the victim requests to withdraw the funds. Even when the victim pays to withdraw the funds, the fraudster does not refund the victim's money, but rather disappears with the funds without any further communication. They give some warning signs to be aware of involving these types of scams. Unexpected contact. That we go back to these unsolicited phone calls and messages from people. Never respond to unsolicited messages for unknown contacts, even about seemingly benign things, especially through text message or encrypted messaging applications like WhatsApp or Telegram. Right, and that's a red flag. If somebody wants to shift your conversation over to WhatsApp or Telegram, that's a red flag that we'll talk about in a little bit. So, refusal to participate in video chats. This is a classic issue with these romance scams. And I guess people get blinded by love. But the person won't do a video chat or anything like that to confirm who they are. So obviously that's a red flag you got to watch out for. Requests for financial information. Red flag, right? Don't share any personal financial information with anyone you have never met in person. Invitation to invest in specific financial products. Be wary of unsolicited investment advice or tips, particularly from someone you have spoken to only online. That's true. And we're going to talk some more about the investment scams later, some red flags. A lot of times they'll direct it to a Telegram channel, but they'll be bots. And it's all fake, and it makes it look like there's interest in investment. But that's a common scam tactic. Unknown or confusing investment opportunity, carefully evaluate. That goes for everything, right? Sense of urgency about upcoming news announcements or share price increase. Yes, they give some tips here. But what it comes down to is, as far as romance scams, don't send anybody money you haven't met in person. You know. I mean, there's some stories about people that they have met in person. Was it right? Anybody see that documentary? The Tinder Swindler, I think. Let us know in the chat if you've seen that one. But anyway, that's our second headline of the day. Got a whole bunch coming up here. Our next headline, and this scam, we got another warning about the fake Easy Pass unpaid toll text messages. This one will not go away. It just keeps on picking up every week. When I was checking out this week's headlines, every other article was a warning about these unpaid toll text messages. And we talk about this every week. We released a video about this about 3 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, before it was getting a lot of attention. But now it's starting to get a lot of attention. So let's see, what are they saying about this EasyPass texting scam? This article is specifically from New York City. Law enforcement agencies are alerting drivers to be aware of a widespread EasyPass scam that has been making the rounds since congestion pricing started. Right, so you had congestion pricing start over in New York now. So that's an opportunity for scammers to use this scam. People are confused about how the congestion pricing works. Officials say scammers, likely based overseas, have flooded phones with official-looking text messages claiming an unpaid toll invoice and warning drivers that they could face excessive late fees on their bill unless paid. Be aware of this scam. We're going to go over a lot of examples about this scam. Like I said, we reported on it a couple months ago, and we have so many examples. And this scam has actually evolved over the past couple months. Like the text that they've been sending out has changed. It's pretty interesting how it's evolved. It's impersonating many states. Fast Track over in California, Easy Pass over here on the East Coast, Sun Pass down in Florida, Peach Pass in Georgia. The list goes on. And we're going to be talking about that specific scam a little later in this live stream. Let's see what else they say about this. So they're mentioning the version of the scam that it impersonates the New York toll services. And the statement says, "We are outraged that our customers are being targeted by these professional scammers." So the New York State Thruway Authority, they're finally taking this serious. I mean, it's been going on for months. But they released a side-by-side poster showing what a real text message from EasyPass will look like and a fake one from EasyPass will look like. Hey, if you just joined us, say hi in the chat. We're just going over the weekly scam headlines, seeing what scams are spreading in common right now. Definitely want to be aware of that. And this text message scam, every week, it's been happening. So New York Thruway, they released a warning about it. They released a poster showing a real text message side by side with a fake text message. So that's helpful that they're taking it seriously. And a couple notes is that the real text message from EasyPass, it's going to come from those short phone numbers, those short 5-digit numbers, those short code numbers. It's not going to come from one of those a real phone number. The scammer ones are going to have a real phone number as a from number. But at the end of the day, don't trust links that you receive in these text messages. Anything claiming you own a toll, missed a toll, don't do it. What you should really do is you should go to the official website. Don't click the link that's in the message, but go to the official website and you can check what's going on there if you're concerned about it. Hey, if you're just joining us, say hi in the chat. Give us a like. We actually got 2 streams going, one in vertical view, one in wide view. I see some viewers in both chats. On both streams. Just give us a like, click the heart, say what's up in the chat. Take a look at our next headline here. Oh, and actually, before we do, here's the actual warning from thruway.ny.gov. So you can see that they're taking it serious. Right at the top of the page in big red letters. Text scam alert. Stay alert and check the address. EasyPass or tolls by mail will never send a text or email requesting sensitive personal information such as credit card, birth date, social security number, or other personally identifiable information. Yep, so watch out for these. While we're on the topic, the next headline actually falls under this too. So in addition to that warning from New York, we have a warning from the FBI about this one. And they mentioned the Fast Track version of this, the one that's impersonating Fast Track. Here's an example of a text message up on my screen. You can see of the Fast Track one. It also mentions Easy Drive MA, Easy Drive Massachusetts. That's a very popular version of this. So if you get a text message claiming to be from Easy Drive MA saying you have an unpaid toll, I guarantee you it's a scam. Watch out for this one. And people are reporting this one to me from all over the country. So friends and family are texting me, letting me know they're getting this one, whether they've been to Massachusetts or not. Just seems they're giving us any new information in this article. The text message says the recipient has an outstanding toll, required immediate payment to prevent a fine. They often include a warning about supposed bill and sometimes specify the amount owed. However, when they click the link, it's a phishing scam, leading to a fraudulent website. Yep. And we're going to show you examples of those websites once we get through the headlines for today. Sounds like one of the vertical live stream is lagging a little bit. We'll see. We'll see if that fixes itself. But if you're just joining us, say hi in the chat. Give us a thumbs up. Click the like. Click the heart. Let us know you're watching. Hey John, let me know if the vertical lags a lot. I could maybe try reconnecting the vertical stream. But let's see, let's get a few minutes, see if it fixes itself. All right, our next headline. The Idaho State Police is warning the public of a rising scam. Callers claim to be Idaho State Police captain or representative and tells victims they have an outstanding warrant. They tell the victims they have to pay their bond using Chime, Venmo, or another online payment platform, which, by the way, those are all red flags. If somebody's claiming to be from the city or a government organization, they're asking you to pay with Chime or Venmo, it's a red flag. Idaho State Police does not call individuals for payment or request personal information. Scammers are able to all right, so this is the first one that's mentioning it today so far. Scammers are able to manipulate the caller IDs to make it look like the call is coming from the Idaho State Police. Right, so that's definitely important to know. And if you leave this live stream with any new piece of knowledge, understanding something new, that should be it. I'll say it again, is that the scammers can manipulate the phone number that shows on caller ID. Right, so you can't trust caller ID as a way to verify who you're talking to. And that's important to know. That's important to make your loved ones know that, because so many victims who fall for scams, a lot of times they fell for it because they saw the phone number to caller ID and they thought it was something that they could trust. But scammers can manipulate that. They're impersonating law enforcement when they call you. So you need to be aware of that. Don't trust who you're talking to just because caller ID says it. You have to hang up. You got to call the official number back and confirm. Yeah, John, my system resources are fine. Let me stop and restart the vertical stream. It's just a vertical stream that's acting funky. If you just joined us, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Okay, I'm going to restart the vertical stream real quick. Just bear with me one moment, just giving the vertical live stream a restart. All right, we'll see if that's any better. All right, if you're just joining us, say hi in the chat, give us a like. We just restarted the vertical stream to see if it helps it out a little bit. We got 2 streams going. We got one vertical, one wide, so 2 chats. Say hi. Let us know you're watching. All right, let's take a look at our next headline, and then you guys can let me know how the vertical stream is going. All right, our next headline. This one's funny because it specifically says scam calls from Jessica. So watch out from calls from this person, Jessica. Experts warn consumers about what to do. This scam, this is an advanced fee loan phishing scam gone wild. The BBB president and CEO Steve J. Barnes warned in a statement. While the message may sound convincing, it's a ruse to steal your private information. According to Alert, the con is orchestrated by callers posing as representatives from a loan processing company. Between November and January, the BBB received over 500 reports of this exact scam operating across the country. Consumers should be aware of phone calls from someone often named Jessica, a representative from a fabricated loan processing company. Jessica will try to verify sensitive information such as your income, credit card number, bank account info, and other personal details. So how this works is you basically get a call or a voicemail that says that your loan has been approved, but you need to provide more information, right? So I guess what happens is the victims, even though they didn't apply for a loan, they think to themselves, okay, well, this is great, I can get a loan. If they call back, they're actually going to be connected to a scammer. So if you're getting these unsolicited phone calls about loans, claiming you've been approved and you just need additional information, be suspicious, because it's a very common scam that's going around right now. And the whole purpose of it is to steal your personal information and probably financial information. So be aware that scam is going around, these fake loan approval calls. How are we looking at a vertical stream? We got it better? I can actually change a setting. Let me see if I can change a setting real quick. Doing it on the fly. I don't know if I know the software well enough. In the meantime, if you're just joining us, click the heart, click the like, let us know you're watching. We'll be going over a lot of scam awareness tips, scam awareness trends. Right now we're just finishing up the headlines, the scam headlines for the week, to get an idea which scams are trending. Yeah, setting looks like it's already optimized. All right. Just have to see if it gets any better. In the meantime, if people want to join the horizontal live stream, they're welcome to. let's go over another headline. Still lagged up, John? Let me know if it gets any better. All right, our next headline. Georgia residents warned about new USPS door knock scam. How to prevent getting scammed. Yeah, so what's interesting about this is when a scammer's actually knock on your door in person. So the U.S. Postal Service are warning about a package before approaching the home and claiming to be the recipient. Yeah, I'm getting strange messages from OPS. So get a vertical one, restart again. Not sure what the problem is with it. The widescreen one still seems to be okay though. I'm going to change a setting on the horizontal and see if it gets any better. All right, everybody, just messing with the vertical stream. How it is, John. And then we'll continue with the headlines. If you're still with us, click the heart, click the like, let us know you're here. We'll see if the stream holds up. Looks like it's working now. That's good. All right, cool. If you're just joining us, it's our weekly scam awareness live stream. We're talking about the latest scams. Right now, we're just going over the headlines this week, seeing which scams are trending, which scams are popular. So, where we left off here is that basically what these scammers are doing is they're purchasing packages and they're putting in other people's addresses, right? And they're purchasing these packages illegally. They're using somebody's stolen credit card or bank account information to purchase these packages. And then what they do is they actually go to someone's house and then take the package. So if it's out there on the steps, they'll take it, or they'll knock on your door and pretend that their package was delivered to you. And that's what this headline is warning us about. And it's actually warning two people. It's warning that people's credit cards are being used to make these purchases, and it's also warning the people that their addresses are being used to deliver these packages to. So be suspicious if somebody has a package delivered to your address. It could be part of a scam. But that's an interesting one. We usually don't see warnings like that when we do the headlines. Let's take a look at our next headline. Interactive Resource Center is warning donors about a scam GoFundMe page. The Interactive Resource Center in Greensboro is warning potential donors about a scam involving a fake GoFundMe page. She said someone or some organization cloned her email and set her contact information about a GoFundMe page to raise money for the organization. So you got to watch out for GoFundMe charities, it looks like. So this specific organization doesn't use GoFundMe. GoFundMe told her it could take up to 2 days for the fake GoFundMe page to get taken down. According to this article, it says several nonprofits across the country are dealing with the same issue. And it's at a critical time because federal funding is being pulled from many nonprofits. So raising funds through private donations is more important than ever. Which actually, that could lead to more of these fake charity scams. Yeah, we're going to be seeing more of those as the federal funding gets messed around with. So be on alert for these fake charity scams and organizations asking for donations. Every now and then this comes up. A couple weeks ago this came up for the LA wildfires. So do your due diligence whenever you're donating to something. But I can tell you where you can donate. You can donate to Scamaware 101, and we'll put your funds to good use, spreading scam awareness. You should see a thanks button. We accept super thanks. So we appreciate what we do. Super thanks are always appreciated back. All right, so that's that headline. Be suspicious of these charities. Always do your due diligence. Even if it's on GoFundMe, it sounds like anybody could just create a GoFundMe page. So always do your research. Make sure that your money is actually going to who you want to help and not the scammer. All right, cool. Looks like our live stream is holding up here. Excellent. Click that like button. Say hi in the chat. Click the heart. The more interaction we get, the more the algorithm will feed our content to people. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do. Let's take a look at our next headline here. This is from the BBC. 2 good deals, maybe scams, Islanders warned. So this is probably outside the U.S., but I do like reading news articles from outside the U.S. because they're dealing with the same scams we are. So Guernsey police released advice for safer internet day on Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday was safer internet day. The force advised people to be skeptical of deals, prizes, or investment opportunities that promised high returns with little risk. Laura Simpson from the High Tech Crime Unit said criminals were using cutting-edge tools like artificial intelligence to create highly convincing scams. And we'll talk about that more later in this stream. Scams created with generative AI, which can create realistic written text, images, and videos, can be much harder for people to spot compared to more old-fashioned spam and scams, she said. Spotting and avoiding scams, unsolicited messages, right? And that's a recurring theme that keeps coming up. These unsolicited messages, right? You never want to trust an unsolicited phone call, an unsolicited email. Be wary of unexpected emails, text, or social media messages, especially those asking for personal information or money. Too good to be true offers that seem too good to be true often are. And we'll talk about that later on too. Be skeptical of deals, prizes, or investment opportunities that promise high returns with little risk. Urgency and pressure. Scammers often create a sense of urgency. And we'll see that in a lot of the examples we go over too. They try to create a sense of urgency. They don't want you to have time to think it out. They pressure you to act quickly. Suspicious links and attachments. Avoid clicking on links or downloading attachments from unknown sources. Even from known sources, still be suspicious. Use these techniques to help avoid scams. Verify the source. That's the number one rule. You gotta verify who you're talking to. And not with them. You gotta verify with a third party. You gotta hang up, call the legit phone number and verify that you're actually dealing with somebody over there. Use strong passwords. MFA is just as important. You always want to have two-factor enabled for your passwords. So if somebody gets your password, they still can't get into your account if you got 2FA enabled. So keep software updated. It's always important. Educate yourself. And that's what we're doing here. Staying up to date on the latest scams, educating yourself on their techniques and the red flags used by these scammers. To me, that's the most important part of all this, is being aware and spreading awareness. So that's that headline. We're a little bit more than halfway through. See if we stay on schedule here with all those technical errors. But it's all good. Never let the schedule stop me from getting to each topic. Ticket scam warning for Alabama and Auburn fans, right? But this could apply to any game or event. As excitement builds for the upcoming Alabama and Auburn basketball game, experts are cautioning fans about the rise of ticket scams. With both teams expecting to draw large crowds to select games, scammers are seizing the opportunity to exploit eager supporters. Many of the scams involve cash transactions or payments through apps like Venmo, which leaves buyers vulnerable as there is often no way to recover their money. All of those social media marketplaces, that's where the scams occur for the most part. And certainly there are people trying to market their tickets because they can't use them or whatever, they're legitimate, but it's a big risk. Yeah, most of the time they're scams. You got to be really careful with the marketplaces. Whenever I go to a concert, I usually follow them on Facebook. I'll follow a Facebook event page just as a reminder. And the discussion, you always see the scammers coming in saying, we got tickets, but they're just trying to steal people's money. That applies to any event, whether it's a sporting event or music event. To stay safe, Bates advises using only a credit card placed with a return policy and calling the ticket booth ahead of time to make sure the ticket is real. Double check if you're buying from a confirmed source. That's about it. Yeah, definitely watch out for ticket scams. Especially if you're going to a big event that's getting a lot of media attention. I know Taylor Swift tickets, so many fake Taylor Swift tickets were being sold. Hey, Deb, I see you in the other chat here. Welcome to the stream. We got two streams going again, like last week. Got the vertical one going and the widescreen one going. Looks like got a bunch of viewers in each. So say hi, give us a like, click the heart, let us know you're watching. Always good to see you, Deb. Let's take a look at our next headline. It's the Costco one. All right, so this is an interesting one. Sonoma County DA warns against scam claiming to be from Costco. The scam alert says Costco will give a free ice cream maker to customers who complete a survey. All right, so this is a survey scam. They're warning about an email scam falsely promoting a deal from wholesaler Costco. According to the DA's office, an email is circulating saying, "Dear Costco shopper, we would like to offer you a unique opportunity to receive a brand new Ninja Cream ice cream maker. The email, complete with a Costco logo, offers the free ice cream maker to customers who complete a survey and puts a deadline on the offer, encouraging people to click on the ad right away." So there's that little red flag about trying to get you to react quickly we were just talking about. The DA's office warns these emails are phishing scams attempting to get people's financial information or to affect people's computers. The domain the ice cream maker scam is coming from, they say handtoned.net, but it'll come from another one as soon as that one gets taken down. The scammers will use all different domains and websites. One gets taken down, they switch to another. The county said to avoid scams, double check the authenticity of an email address before clicking on any attachment. And what I thought was especially interesting about this First of all, watch out for the scam. A lot of these survey scams, and they'll try to pull you in by offering like a $50 gift card or something like that if you complete the survey. But a lot of times it's a scam. But what's interesting about this is it provided a link to Costco that lists a bunch of scams. I was like, let me check out this Costco link. And lo and behold, I'm bringing it up right now for you to see. Kudos to Costco, because this is a whole list of scams that they have, that they're sharing on their website. That people impersonating Costco and fake ads and surveys. It's really good. They got a bunch of examples here. Like, here's a Cyber Week survey that was fake, impersonating Costco. Claim your reward now. Right, here's fake websites they're warning you about that impersonate Costco. They got an arrow pointing to domain showing you where you could see. A fake cart notification. So this is all on the Costco website. So good job on their part, sharing this information and doing their best to get it out there. I might do a video using all this just on Costco scams. There's a Facebook post that they warn you about. Here's a fake survey. This one offers $500 gift card that we're just talking about. So I thought that was pretty neat that they shared all that on their website. Yeah, so that's that headline. Here's a text message. They give you an example of text messages. Overcharge reimbursement text. This is great. They give so many examples of all these different scams that we're using their name. Exclusive giveaway. Yeah, so pretty neat. And what's good about these examples too is, keep in mind, if these scammers are doing it for Costco, they're doing it for other places too. They're just insert grocery store name here, right? Fake raffles, fake checks, some snail mail examples. Good job, Costco. So anyway, watch out for these fake Costco scam surveys coming out. It's coming from Costco themselves, letting you know. Be aware. And what's up, everybody? For just joining us, say hi in the chat. Give us a like. Click the heart. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Helps spread awareness about our content. You can also join our mailing list, scamaware101.com. You can click join mailing list. We'll send you scam awareness tips, reminding we're going to be live. Won't spam you too much, I promise. We're just going over the latest scam headlines right now. We start every weekly live stream by going over the headlines. Show off my Scamaware 101 merch here. We got my coffee mug. Kind of hard to see the logo on there. And then, got another one here. I filled it up with tea about an hour ago as a test, and it's still pretty hot. So they work. But anyway. So feel free to buy a mug, cup, it's down your desk. It reminds you to stay scam aware. So be sitting there just ready to fall for an email, and then you got a nice reminder on your desk that says, wait, be aware. Let's take a look at our next headline. Yeah, Johnny, I switched to tea this week. British. Idaho State Police warns of spoofing scam hitting Idaho. So it's good that they're warning us about this, because they're not the only ones that are experiencing this. The fake caller ID, right? So scammers use a fake caller ID to impersonate police or other trusted sources. The scammers ask for money, which Idaho State Police will never do. So Idaho State Police warned the public of phone scam hitting the Gem State. The spoofing scam involves using a fake caller ID to impersonate Idaho State Police captains or other personnel. These scammers tell victims they have an outstanding warrant and must pay their bond using Chime, Venmo, or other online payment platforms. The scam involves spoofing, right? Which means that they could actually, the scammer can manipulate what the caller ID shows. So they're literally calling their victims. They're showing the Idaho State Police's phone number on the caller ID. And then and the victims actually think that they're talking to a police officer, but they're actually talking to a scammer. So you cannot trust the caller ID. And they're doing this with banks too. They're calling up impersonating banks. And you'll see your bank's phone number under caller ID, but you can't trust it. Never trust it. Idaho State Police provided some tips on how to protect yourself from these scams. Do not trust caller ID. Number 1. Idaho State Police will never demand payment over the phone. We hear that a lot from sheriff's office and police stations. Especially they won't accept Chime or Venmo as payment. I recommend hanging up immediately. Do not engage or press buttons. Do not share personal financial information. Never give out social security numbers, bank details, or other private information. Yeah. And this scam was, and let's not lose sight of the scam here. The scam is they're calling up impersonating the sheriff's office, and they're claiming that there's a warrant out for your arrest. And they could make the warrant go away if you pay over the phone. So they're trying to use fear to scare you into thinking that you're going to be arrested. We did a video about this a few weeks ago. Go check it out on our YouTube channel. But in the video, there's a couple different versions of this scam. One of the sheriff's office was warning about the scammers actually providing fake paperwork. Like it's fake documents that look like their arrest warrants and from the court. So these scammers are providing fake paperwork to make it appear like you're actually is a warrant out for your arrest. And they're also faking the phone number, spoofing it, making it look like you're actually talking to the sheriff's office. So if you get a call like this, be aware this is a very common scam. And this is one of the scams that when I was going through the headlines, there were lots of articles about this scam, lots of warnings coming up this week, as with last week as well. So this scam's pretty common right now, and there's lots of warnings out there. So be aware that the scammers are calling. They're impersonating the police. There's no limits to who they'll impersonate. They'll impersonate the police. Phone number shows like it's a sheriff's office or police department. But know that it's a scam. And what you should do is you hang up and then you call directly. Call the department or sheriff's office directly if you're concerned that there really is a warrant out. An interesting version of this scam we ran into last week, there was a headline saying that parents were being targeted with this scam. Parents of college students are calling up saying that their son or daughter had been arrested. So somehow they got a list of college students and were reaching out to their parents. And the scammers were making the story more believable because they knew so much information about the kid, what college they're at. And so watch out for this one. Been warning about it for a couple weeks, did a video about it. Sometimes they'll say that you missed jury duty, and that's the reason there's going to be a warrant issued. So sometimes this will be referred to as like a jury duty scam. Arrest warrant scam or jury duty scam. Both very popular right now. And widespread throughout the country. Let's take a look at our next headline here. If you're just joining us, say hi in the chat, click the heart, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, help us spread awareness about scams. I have no idea how to say this city or town's name. Juneau, Colorado. Anyway, the sheriff over there in Colorado warns about phone scams impersonating loved ones. So authorities are warning the public about scam calls impersonating loved ones asking for bond money. They said they received 2 reports this week from people saying they were called from someone claiming to be a loved one. The scam caller would claim they were involved in a car accident and needed money. The scammer then says their attorney will call the person back about the bond money. The scammer says once they are released from jail, the money will be returned. The sheriff's office warned that the caller will claim they are suffering from a bad cold, which is why their voice sounds different. So this is a grandparent scam. This is what's known as a grandparent scam. And we're going to go over this one a little later. We actually got a very good video example of this. And yeah, this is very common, these grandparent scams. And apparently they're still going on. They were coming. There was a A lot of them coming out of Dominican Republic. I don't know if they still are or not, but they're definitely still coming out from somewhere. So that's a Colorado Sheriff's Office warning us about the grandparent scam, saying that your loved one's in jail. Watch out for that one. Hey, if you just joined us, say hi in the chat, click the heart, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, help us spread awareness. The more people that see this info, the more people we can protect and spare from becoming a victim to these scams. Take a look at our next headline here. Text messages impersonating the IRS. So it's tax season, and this scam is going to be picking it up for the next couple months. So got to be aware of these IRS scams, IRS and tax scams. The one that this one's referring to is a text message that says you have a $1,400 stimulus check, which is false. You wouldn't get a text message like that from the IRS. We actually have an example of that text message. We're going to go over the scam a little bit more later in the stream. We actually have a screenshot of that text message to show you. It's circulating right now. It just started circulating for tax season, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing and seeing more of it for the next couple months. The fraudulent message claims recipients are eligible for a $1,400 stimulus check and includes a fake link that mimics IRS website. Officials say clicking the link could install malware or direct users to a form designed to steal their personal financial information. The real IRS has clarified that taxpayers who are eligible for the missing stimulus payments will receive them automatically with no application or action required. It's a recovery rebate credit. They'll also receive a letter from the IRS if they're actually getting that refund or credit. But yeah, watch out for the scam of the text message. This one came up last week, and like I said, we're going to be seeing more of this one. A lot of people are reporting receiving this text message claiming to get your $1,400 stimulus credit. Click this link, and it's actually a scammer. Let's see what the Better Business Bureau advises taxpayers to do. Verify communications. The IRS does not send text messages, emails, or social media requests for personal information. Avoid clicking links. Always go directly to irs.gov for official updates. Watch for urgency. Fraudsters create a sense of urgency to pressure victims into acting quickly. Take time to confirm claims. Well, good advice. Here's an example of the text message article right here. You're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We will deposit the amount in your bank account within 1 to 2 business days, and then it's got a fake link to a website to steal your information. Yeah, so be aware of IRS and tax scams right now. Lots of fake phone calls coming in about tax relief. They're scammers. We're going to be playing one of those recordings in a little bit. All right, let's take a look at our next headline here. Got 4 more left. So I see our viewers are up, but not getting people in the chat. It's okay. Everybody wants to be shy. Say hi in the chat. Come on. Don't be shy. Take a look at our next headline here. Romance scam. Woman lost $26K to lover who claimed to be Indiana businessman. All right, so I mentioned earlier we're going to talk about a few romance scams here with Valentine's Day coming up. Indianapolis. Beth found love online. The Michigan woman met her boyfriend Richard on a popular dating app, Tinder. Richard worked as a project manager for a construction company in Fort Wayne. They texted and talked on the phone every day for months. Beth greeted Richard every morning with a selfie. You melt my heart. Yada, yada, yada. But it wasn't true love. It was a scam. I was completely head over heels in love with him, said Beth. We were unofficially engaged. I was sending him pictures of houses and engagement rings. Beth said Richard told her he's French. His accent wasn't that thick, so I took him at his word, said Beth. Richard told Beth he would receive a huge payout for a finished construction project in Qatar, a payout he'd share with Beth. He had to pay a lawyer to help him with documentation and translator. He could not log into his bank account, and he asked me to try. I tried, and it worked. This is how he gained my trust. Beth said even though Richard did not ask for money, she wanted to help him, so she sent him $26,000 via Bitcoin ATM. Red flag, man. These Bitcoin, red flags. Hey, Zombie, welcome to the chat. We're going over our scam headlines. Scam headlines of the week. She continued, it wasn't about the money. I just felt like I had to help him. I trusted him. When Richard said they'd need to pay $50,000 activation fee to get the payout, Beth contacted her financial advisor, and that's when she realized that it was a scam. Beth's story came to a grinding halt, but she's not alone. The FBI says victims of romance and confidence scams lost $652 million in 2023. Indiana victims lost $6.8 million. We are in an economic crisis with this, said Ali Armisen, executive director at Fight Cybercrime, a national organization providing support for victims of romance scams. It impacts their mental health, their tax recovery, financial and legal recovery. There's so many things people don't realize. Armisen said it's nearly impossible for law enforcement to get back cryptocurrency once a victim sends it overseas. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we go over to red flags. Hey, Bill W., welcome to the chat. Cool, we got a Zombie from Canada over in the vertical chat. Got Bill and Debbie over in our live stream chat. Excellent. Give us a like, click the heart. We're talking about scams, spreading awareness of these latest scams. The victim sent $560,000. So this is another story they mentioned about a Nigerian scam. They worked with another individual to create a fake profile named Glenn Brown on the dating website eHarmony. Yeah, so you have to watch out for these scams. They're on all of the sites. Like in this article alone, they mentioned Tinder and then eHarmony. Yeah, so in this case, they believe that scammer that this woman lost a $26K to was a Nigerian scammer. With so many romance scammers out there, experts say the best weapon is educating Americans, right? And that's why we do these live streams, because being aware and educating and knowing what's going on out there really is key. Because if you fall for these, a lot of times you're not going to get the money back. You realize too late. It's a tough way to learn a lesson. The FBI says you should protect yourself. Be careful what you post and make public online, of course. Scammers could use details shared on social media and dating sites to better understand and target you. Research a person's photo and profile using online searches to see if the image, name, or details have been used elsewhere. Beware of an individual who attempts to isolate you from friends and family. Beware if the individual promises to meet in person, but then always comes up with an excuse. And that's what these romance scammers do. They always have an excuse not to meet in person. A lot of times they say they're in the military or they're overseas. In this case, he's overseas doing a construction job. If you're dating online and they can't meet you within 2 weeks, you treat them like a scammer, she recommends. You can't even trust video chats or FaceTime anymore because AI, which is true. So this lady found that her scammer's photos actually belonged to a German guy with 4,000 Facebook followers. It's romance scams. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, let's take a look at our next headline. We've got 3 more left to go. This one mentions ticket scams again. Beyonce ticket scam. Any Beyonce fans in here? Ticketmaster warns fans of Cowboy Carter tour scammers. This one won't affect me, but I'll share it with the world in case it affects them. Ticketmaster is warning consumers of scammers trying to sell fake tickets to Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour. The first tickets go on sale on Tuesday. The people who were subscribed to Beyonce.com. Ticketmaster says scammers are trying to sell fake tickets to the highly anticipated tour. The company says that any tickets offered at places other than exclusive presale are illegitimate. These are scammers trying to sell you tickets before they go on sale. Yeah, so this is an example about what we just talked about earlier. there's always people trying to sell, the scammers always trying to sell fake tickets. They're usually on the Facebook events page or on these third-party reseller websites, and they list in fake tickets to scam you. Yeah, so watch out for that scam, and if you're a Beyonce fan, go buy tickets from Ticketmaster. John, I'm gonna shake off that comment. All right, 2 more headlines to go here. Ohio officials warn of investment-related romance scams. Yep, some more romance scams. This sounds like a pig butchering one. They warn anybody using a device is vulnerable, no matter your age, gender, or technological savviness. Ohio officials warning people looking for love about a new twist on romance scams. So let's see what this new twist is. In a typical romance scam, someone builds a bond with you and then convinces you to send them money for what they say is personal hardship. In investment-related romance scams, the script changes. Fast fact number 1, they claim they want to help you. Over weeks or months, these scammers will gain your trust and build some kind of relationship with you. Then they'll tell you they want to help you make money, but you have to send them money first. What they really want to do is empty your bank account. Yeah, I always found it interesting how these start off as like a romance scam and then they evolve into an investment scam. And I think in a lot of cases you'll think you'll be talking to someone and then they claim that they're making a lot of money and that they're going to tell you how to get in on an investment. But that's all part of the scam. Fast fact number 2, they'll exaggerate their wealth or success. They'll tell you incredible stories about how much money they've made and might even show you fake account screenshots and high balances. Asking you to use apps and applying pressure are red flags. Yeah. When they're trying to get you to act quick and applying pressure for you to send over money, that's always a red flag. In romance scams or in any kind of impersonation scam, you get a call from someone claiming to be from Social Security or the IRS and they're trying to pressure you to make payment right away. It's a red flag. Requesting secrecy is a sign of bad intent. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. That's on our red flags list that we're going to go over after the headlines here. Be wary of the internet friend who says it's best to keep your conversations a secret. Scammers thrive on secrecy because they worry that your loved ones will tip you off that something isn't right. Absolutely. Scammers won't often meet in person. Not being able to meet in person is a classic hallmark of a scam. They also mentioned, like the last one, you can't rely on video chats anymore because of AI. Phone calls, emails, video chats, AI makes them so realistic. Let's see, additional information. In a world where it's nearly impossible for the average person to tell if photos and videos are real, stolen, or generated with AI, it's best to avoid sending money to anyone you have never met in person. Yeah. They mentioned using reverse image searches. You always want to use reverse image search if you meet someone and they're sending you pictures. So what you could do is you enter the pictures they send you into this reverse image search. It'll tell you if somebody else is using those same pictures. And that's how you could tell if they're stealing pictures and pretending to be somebody else. There you go, zombie. That's a good way to avoid scammers. Just be broke, so there's nothing for them to take. Been there before. And welcome to the chat, by the way. Anybody who's just joined us, welcome to Scamware 101 live stream. We do this weekly to spread awareness of scams. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to help us spread awareness. Just join us. Click like, click the heart, say hi in the chat. Let us know what got your attention. If you've ever been scammed or avoided being scammed, have a loved one that keeps getting scammed. Unfortunately, some of us have some older relatives that keep on getting scammed over and over again. But the key is awareness. Right? We got to make them aware of these scams. We need to make them aware of what these scammers are capable of too. like manipulating what the caller ID says. You can't trust the caller ID. Just because the caller ID says your bank doesn't mean that it is. All right, last headline here. iCloud storage alert in your inbox. Sneaky scam. So this article gives a pretty good rundown on a phishing email that's going out that's impersonating iCloud, and it's warning you that your iCloud account's suspended. This article is actually sharing two different emails. So here's the first one you can see on my screen. iCloud suspended, fix it before. Gives a date, right? Trying to get you to act quickly, urgent, attention required. It fits all the classic techniques of a scammer. In the second example, payment failure for iCloud storage renewal. So there's two different emails going out. They're saying there's a payment failure, and then they're saying your iCloud is suspended. They look pretty clean emails, so they look legit, or could be considered to look realistic. Yeah, so watch out for these emails. It sounds like they're going around, these fake iCloud emails. Always check the sender's email address. Look for spelling and grammatical errors, even though we're going to see less of those with AI now. But that's always a red flag if you see spelling and grammatical errors. Urgent deadlines, right? They're going back again to trying to pressure you to act quickly. Verify account details. So if you get this email and you're concerned that your iCloud really is suspended, there's an easy way to check. Go log into your iCloud account, right? See if it's actually suspended. Give some more tips here. What else are they saying? Don't click on any links or download attachments. Don't let curiosity get the best of you. Don't open attachments from people you don't know. And even if it's from somebody you know and you weren't expecting it, still be suspicious. You might even want to confirm that they meant to send you an attachment. Because somebody could be impersonating your friend. It could look like it came from your friend's email, but it didn't. Or somebody got into your friend's email and sends out a virus to everybody on their contact list. That's extremely popular. That's what these scammers do. They get into one account, like if they get into your Facebook profile, for example, then what they do, they start messaging all your friends. They'll tell your friends, oh, I'm stranded. Could you send me some money? Things like that. All right. So that's the last headline. Watch out for those fake iCloud emails. All right, who's still with us? Let's see, are we on schedule here? Wow, pretty much. Missed a coffee break, but I still got my Scamaware 101 mug. You can buy them on our YouTube channel. Click the store link. You have a loved one that keeps getting scammed. They can have their coffee mug right on their desk right in front. It says Scamaware on it, reminding them to watch out for scams. All right, so the next section of this live stream, we're going to talk about some red flags. We actually did a video on this, and all the slides that I'm going to be sharing for this portion of the live stream are from that video on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. The more subscribers you get, the more the algorithm will spread our content to people and spread awareness of these scams. Give us a like, click the heart, say hi in the chat. You can join our mailing list. It's free. You go to scamaware101.com. You can click join mailing list. And we don't send out much spam. We just send out reminders about our live streams and some scam awareness tips. All good stuff and useful information to help you protect yourself and loved ones from these scammers. Right? You have to stay aware. You have to stay in front of it. The scammers, they always have new techniques. They're always trying new things. So it's important to be aware of those new techniques and new scams, who they're impersonating, what they're capable of. We also have a lot of useful tools and resources on our website, scamware101.com. Click Tools and Resources, and we'll go over these resources in a little bit later in the live stream. So again, if you're just joining us, hit the like button, click the heart, say hi in the chat, subscribe to our YouTube channel, help spread awareness of these scams. Try to do something good. Try to get something good out there. Now, let's talk about some red flags. So one of the things about victims coming forward and sharing their stories, which, by the way, I commend those victims for coming forward and sharing their stories. A lot of them are embarrassed, and people don't really treat them as victims. A lot of times they say, well, you're stupid for falling for it or whatnot. So it'd be easy for a victim not to come forward. But these victims do come forward, and they share their stories, and they do it because they're trying to help other people and make other people aware of what these scammers are doing. So thanks to these victims coming forward, we learned about a lot of red flags to watch out for. And we're going to talk about those right now. We got 5 red flags that indicate you're probably dealing with a scammer. So let's start with our first red flag. They direct you to talk on a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue a conversation. So a lot of times scammers will initiate a conversation through more traditional ways. They'll send a text message, they'll call over the phone, but once they made contact with their potential victim, they'll direct them to continue the conversation on Telegram or WhatsApp. Why? Well, it's easier for scammers to communicate with victims in other countries using a chat app instead of sending text messages, right? So they get you on WhatsApp, they get you on Telegram, they can share videos with you, they can share pictures with you. I don't have to worry about SMS in other countries and text messages not going through and fees for roaming and international calling, things like that. So they're going to direct you to these third-party apps. It also offers them more anonymity. They can kind of hide behind these apps a little bit more too. So that's always a red flag. If somebody you're talking to directs you to Telegram or WhatsApp. And here's some examples of some actual scams where that's part of the playbook, where that's what they do, right? So starting with romance scams. They'll meet their victims on fake dating profiles, like we talked about in the headlines, right? They're meeting victims on Tinder and eHarmony, right? And once they start the conversation with victims, once they have the messages going back and forth with their matches on these dating sites, they'll direct them to continue talking on WhatsApp or Telegram, right? And that's a red flag. They're trying to get you onto these apps to build up more trust with you. And eventually, they're going to try and scam you. There's wrong number scams, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. It's extremely popular. These wrong number scams is how they find new victims. And you may have been wondering why you get so many people texting you, and it's like, oh, wrong number. Well, it's actually a scam. What they do is these scammers just blast out text messages to all these different phone numbers, right? And when somebody replies, they try to keep the conversation going, right? That's how they get these new victims. So, and in this case, they'll get the conversation going. You'll reply back, say it's the wrong number. They'll keep on continuing a conversation with you, and eventually go try to get you on WhatsApp and Telegram to continue that conversation. So that's the red flag. If they're trying to get you onto a third-party app, be aware that that's what scammers do, and be on high alert. And then there's the investment scams. I mentioned this one a little earlier. They get you onto Telegram or WhatsApp group, and they're pumping up the investment. But what you don't realize is there's lots of bots and fake things going on in these apps, right? So you could join Telegram. It could be all bots. So you'll think that there's an interest in this investment, but there's not. It's all fake. So watch out for this red flag. If you're talking to somebody that tried to direct you to Telegram or WhatsApp, it's a red flag. Let's take a look at red flag number 2. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. And we heard this a couple times in the headlines about a victim that deposited money into a Bitcoin ATM, or victims that were asked to purchase prepaid debit cards, gift cards, right? So those are classic indicators that you're talking to a scammer. Why do they want to get paid in gift cards, prepaid cards, and Bitcoin? Because it's easier for them to move and transfer the funds quickly, right? And then the quicker they can transfer it and move them, the harder it is for you to get that money back. If you buy gift cards and send them to a scammer, if you deposit money into a Bitcoin ATM, it's very unlikely you're going to ever see that money again. It's very hard to recover. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Some examples of specific scams. This is part of the playbook. Most of them, actually most of these scams use that, but some specific examples, right, is the IRS and Social Security scams. Scammers impersonate government agencies and then they'll ask for payment in gift cards or cryptocurrency. Right? Social Security, IRS, they don't accept payment in that way. It's 100% a scammer if they're impersonating these agencies and they're asking for payment in gift cards or cryptocurrency. 100%. Romance scams. We heard about this one in the headlines. Right? The scammers are requesting gift cards or cryptocurrency from an emotionally attached victim. As you can tell from the headlines we just discussed, that the victims fall for it. So those are red flags if they're asking for gift cards, cryptocurrency. There's bank impersonation scams. We're definitely going to talk about this one a little bit too, is when the scammers impersonate the bank or an agency that's investigating fraud. And what they do is they convince you that someone's gotten into your bank account, someone's stolen your identity, and your money's not safe. And that's the narrative they use to try and get you to transfer your money, to withdraw and transfer your money. And in most cases, they're going to have you withdraw that money, and then they're going to ask you to go purchase gift cards or deposit into Bitcoin ATM. So those are all major red flags, very common. Right? Prepaid gift cards, prepaid debit cards, cryptocurrency, you're dealing with a scammer. If you're just joining us, say hi in the chat, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, click the heart. Going over some red flags that indicate you're talking to a scammer. You should always be aware of these red flags, make your loved ones aware of these red flags. So many victims, when they tell their stories, just simply being aware of one or two of these red flags might have been enough to prevent the entire thing from happening. Right? So these are extremely important. So our third red flag. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone by text message. This is very common on marketplace type websites like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. A lot of times you'll be dealing with a seller or a buyer, and they'll tell you, I want to verify your phone number or verify your identity by sending a code to it. But that's actually a scam. Never let them send a code to your phone and provide it to them. Never do it. That's 100% a scam. They're trying to open an account under your phone number. They're trying to log into one of your accounts. They're trying to reset a password. That's why they're sending you this code. And if you give that code back, you're going to enable them to do whatever they want to do. Why is it funny that I say Craigslist? Craigslist is still around, ain't it? So let's take a look at some specific scams where this is actually part of the playbook, sending that code to your phone. Account login attempts. So what this guy's trying to do is they're trying to log into your account, right? And you're getting a code sent to your phone. If you provide that code to him, then they're going to be able to get into your account. All right. Then there's the password resets. They might be trying to reset a password to one of your accounts that's linked to your phone. Right, so you get this code. If you reply back with that code, now your password gets reset and the scammer has access to your account. And a third example is a Google Voice scam. This is extremely common. What they're trying to do is they'll be creating a new Google Voice account, and they're trying to link it to your phone number. This way they can have a fraudulent account linked to your phone number. If you reply back with that code, you're giving them permission to link your phone number to a Google Voice account. And then they could use that Google Voice account to scam other people. And it's going to show your phone number, and you're enabling scammers to perpetrate their frauds. Right? So if somebody's saying they're going to send a code to your phone and they need you to verify it, don't give them that code. It's going to be a scam. We see it all the time on Facebook Marketplace, all the time on Craigslist. So that's red flag number 3. Let's take a look at red flag number 4. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. This is a big one. We're going to talk about this one more later. But scammers love getting onto people's PCs because once they're on somebody's PC, they could extract logins and passwords that might have been saved. They could steal or encrypt personal files, documents, and pictures. Right? They could attempt to access online banking websites and other financial information stored on the PC. It's a gold mine for them to get onto your PC. And there's lots of scams that they use to specifically get access to your PC. So you always need to be alert. If someone wants to connect to your PC, you shouldn't let them connect, right? Everybody should have their own IT guy, right? Whether it's the IT guy at your local computer shop, somebody you work with, a family member that could help you, right? Somebody should have their own IT guy. Where if someone's trying to connect to your PC for some other reason, you say, no, I got my own guy that connects to my PC. And we're going to go over some examples that they use to trick people into getting on their PC. But some of the scams, specifically where that's part of the playbook here, are the fake virus alert scams. and this is one we're going to go over. I got about 10 different examples of these fake virus alerts, so I'm going to show you in a little bit. But these fake virus alert scams, aka tech support scams, they impersonate tech support. They fool a victim into thinking that there's a virus on the computer, and they try to connect the computer saying that they're going to help you remove the virus. But it's actually a scammer, and that's the story they tell to get access to your computer. Sure, I'll help you remove that virus. Let me connect your PC. Fake order scams. We're going to talk about this one. This one's extremely common and important to be aware of. But the fake order scam, you'll think that an order was placed under your account. You call up a number to dispute the order, but you're actually calling a scammer. Once you talk to the scammer, they'll offer to get onto your PC and help you with the order. But that's just their excuse to get onto your PC. And then the fake fraudulent activity, right, where they call you up and they're impersonating an agency or the bank. They say they're investigating fraud, right? But then they offer to connect your PC, and they say, we're going to help you check your bank accounts for suspicious information, right? So you let them on your PC, and then they actually have you open each of your bank websites. And what you don't realize, you're giving them access to all your banking. And you're thinking that it's an agency or your bank trying to help you, but it's not. It's a scammer, right? So never let these people on your PC. We're going to go over some more of those scams in more depth and show you some examples after this. But that's red flag number 4. If they're trying to get onto your PC, it's a red flag. We're talking to a scammer. And our last red flag, as far as 5 red flags go, and there's many more. We're going to come out with a second video with 5 more red flags. But red flag number 5, this was mentioned in the headlines as well. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Right, so it's common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people. The more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam, right? And they don't want you getting tipped off that you're being scammed. So a lot of times they'll make up excuses to keep you on the phone, or they'll make up reasons why you can't tell anybody. And here's some examples of that. Right, so we have the grandparent scams. That's when they tell you a relative, your son or daughter has been arrested and needs money for release. But what they'll do is the request for secrecy comes as they claim your relative is embarrassed and they don't want you to tell anybody about the arrest. Right? So that's what they'll say to make you, limit communication and telling people what's going on. Investment scams. They'll claim it's an inside tip and not to tell anybody. They'll tell you the price is just for you and not to share it with anybody. Right? They don't want you to share the details with people and tell them. Inheritance scams. We got an example of this. They actually mail physical letters. And yes, scammers still use regular mail, regular letters. So we got examples of those we're going to share with you as well. But these inheritance scams, they'll send a letter impersonating law offices, and then it'll ask for confidentiality. Right? And that's the red flag. They don't want you sharing what's going on with people. They don't want you saying, hey, I got this letter, and then somebody saying, that's actually a scam. We know about that scam. And then there's the fake fraudulent activity. So this is the example I keep mentioning where somebody's investigating. They claim to be the bank investigating fraud under your account, or they claim to be an agency investigating fraud. And in that case, what they do is they say that the bank's under investigation. The teller, they don't know who's involved. So they're investigating everybody. And it's important that you don't tell anybody that this is going on. You need to keep it a secret. Otherwise, you could blow the whole investigation. Right? That's a narrative that they give you to keep the matter confidential. So these scammers, they have all these stories and these techniques that they use to try to keep you quiet about what's going on because they don't want you talking to anybody and having their scam exposed. So that's red flag number 5. They request to keep the matter confidential or secret. So let's review those 5 red flags real quick. Just got a last closing slide in case anybody joined us to miss the first couple ones. So those 5 red flags, they were first one. If they try to direct you to a third-party chat app, like Telegram or WhatsApp, it's probably a scammer. It's a red flag. If they request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM, probably a red flag. Well, definitely a red flag. It's a scammer. Don't do it. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. Don't do it. Especially if you're on Facebook Marketplace and they're saying, hey, we want to send you a code to verify your identity. It's a scam. Don't do it. They try to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Very common scam. We're going to be going over that one shortly too. And red flag number 5, they request that you keep the matter confidential or secret, right? Because they don't want anybody else tipping you off that you're being scammed. So those are 5 red flags that you're dealing with a scammer. How we all doing out there? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, Zombie, agreed. The scammers do suck. They're terrible. And how they take advantage of the older folks and romance scam. They're taking advantage of people's loneliness. So that's what they do. They prey on the weak and the vulnerable, and it's pretty bad. I see Deb in the other chat. My first post on FB Marketplace, and I get a scammer. Every post on Facebook Marketplace is a scammer. Yep. All right, everybody, just joining us. Click that like button, click that heart, say hi in the chat. Our weekly scam awareness live stream where we spread awareness about the latest scams, the trends, what to watch out for. We just went over the latest headlines for the week. We just went over 5 red flags. So we're moving along here. Now we're about ready to go into some common scams and show you some examples and really break them down for you. But first, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please do. Please subscribe to that YouTube channel. Click like. If you don't subscribe to our mailing list yet, definitely subscribe to our mailing list. We'll send out reminders about our live streams and other useful scam awareness tips. Just go scamaware101.com and click Join Mailing List. You can also follow us on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We're on all your favorite social media pages. So ScamAware101 is our username on all of them. But we have links to each right on our website, on our homepage too. So if you can't find us, we got links right there for you. Definitely like, subscribe, follow. It helps us spread awareness. Gets our content out there to more people. And that's the goal here. All right, but first, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break here. Get some water, turn the AC up a little bit because it's hot here. I'm in Florida, so while some parts of the country are digging out of snow, I'm sitting here, I got to go put the AC on because I'm starting to sweat. Not to rub it into anybody who's out there shoveling snow right now. We've got a lot of people in Jersey and Pennsylvania. I was thinking about doing this live stream from under a palm tree, but it's a little late and dark outside. All right, everybody, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Well, 7:30. We'll continue at 7:30. Get a drink of water, do whatever you got to do. Click the like, click the heart, say hello in the chat. All right, back in a minute or two. right. We back. Oh yeah, no, there's legit stuff on Facebook Marketplace and all that. I just know every time I've listed something, I've always immediately there's always like a scammer messaging me like immediately. So it's like part of the experience if you're going to be buying and selling online. You know, expect to encounter scammers or receive messages from scammers. But yeah, you know, you can still trust the service in general, though. I mean, I bought stuff online, you know, Facebook Marketplace and stuff. You just gotta be aware. You know, if you're talking to somebody and they're trying to send you a PIN code, you know, be suspicious because that's a red flag. Never pay somebody with Venmo, right? You really want to meet in person to get the item, pay in person. Never pay before receiving the item. You have to be careful because there are a lot of scammers on Marketplace. It's like the internet, right? There's a lot of great stuff on the internet, but there's scammers, right? So you have to be aware. All right, cool. Coffee break over. Now we get to the good stuff here. Common scams. This is where we give a whole bunch of examples and of what to expect, what to be aware of. I switched around the order that we'll go over them this week. We're going to start off with a Social Security scam and some IRS scams. Because that time of year, right? We were talking about it before, IRS tax season, so we're going to start seeing those scams. And also we're going to start seeing some Social Security scams as well this time of year. And let's go over those right now. So this example of a Social Security scam was provided to me last week, and I shared it for the first time on last week's live stream. So let me bring this up. This is an email. Where is it? Just bear with me 1 second. I need to find the right example. There it is. I think one more minute. Just get my examples ready here. Okay. So the first scam we're going to talk about is the Social Security scam. Very common. Social Security Administration scammers impersonating them. They've been warning us about it pretty thoroughly for the past couple of years now. Social Security warning about these scammers impersonating them. Usually they warn us about the phone calls because you'll get a lot of phone calls impersonating Social Security Administration, but they're also sending out emails as well. And in this example, this is an example of an email that a friend of mine received last week. And what it says to download your statement, download the file from this link. And the link looks like it's a link to SSA.gov, which is the Social Security Administration. But if you hover over the link, you'll notice it doesn't link to that. It actually links to a completely different website. Also, you can notice the from address isn't a legit .gov email address either. So those were the giveaways when we were looking at this email. But when we were reviewing it on our phone, you don't really see that as easily, right? The from address is actually hidden unless you click on it, and you can't just hover over a link on a phone. So it was a little tricky to identify this one. But it's a great example of an active scammer campaign that's happening right now, where they're sending out these emails. It's impersonating Social Security Administration. They're claiming that there's a report to download or statement to download, and that's actually going to, in this case, it probably would have done a virus. We would have installed a virus on someone's computer. And one of the giveaways, too, I thought this was kind of funny. At the end of the email, it says, "This file works on computers only." Right? So it's trying to get the victims to go to this website on their computer, because it's probably going to infect them with a virus if they do. So watch out for this scam. Again, this is active. This was provided by a friend of mine last week. You can see the date there, February 6th. Right? It says a currently circulating scam right now. So watch out for these emails. Warn your friends and loved ones about Social Security Administration scammers, impersonating them. If you were concerned that this was real, what you would do is you would go directly to SSA.gov. Don't click the link, because again, this link is fake. You'd never want to click email links. If you could avoid clicking links, don't click links. All right. But you would want to go to the website directly, and then you could check your account there if there's anything going on. So beware of Social Security Administration scammers, because they're out there and they're active. So that's the first example of a scam that we're sharing right now. If you're just joining us, click the like, say hello. All good, Deb. Sorry you're having a crappy week over there. Hope it gets better. But thank you for stopping by, as always. Next example, we'll share some IRS scams, right? So again, we need to be aware of these because it's tax season. So we're going to start seeing these a lot more. We're starting to see reports about these. Yeah, two examples of some IRS scams to share with you. The first one is an example of that text message. We talked about this one during the headlines, about that fake text message that's going around saying you have a $1,400 economic impact credit. So here's an example of that text message. It says, "You are eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We will deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check within 1 or 2 business days." And then it includes a link to a fake website. The IRS is not sending out text messages like these. This is a scam. And we're seeing a lot of warnings about this one coming out. So be aware of this one. Definitely warn your loved ones about this one specifically, because it seems to be going around a lot right now. In case you weren't on earlier, when we were talking about this during the headlines, the IRS said that they would never send out a text message like this. Any economic impact payment would be automatic, and they would send a notice in the mail to you, just letting you know that you're getting that impact payment. They would never send a text message saying that you got to go to this link to do anything to get that payment. Also, one of the indicators that this is a fake text message is at the bottom where it says, "Please reply with yes," and exit the text message. A lot of these scammers are including that text at the bottom of these texts now, saying, "Please reply yes," because what that does is it's going to activate the link. It'll activate it so you can click on it. And it'll also let the scammer know that you're reading these text messages and that you're a target. So if you get these messages, delete them, report junk, and do not engage or click on that link. So that's one version of an IRS tax season scam that's circulating right now. But we also have a phone call to play for you. So this voicemail was actually left for me. but I have friends who received the exact same phone call. So this one's going around a lot. I mean, I get this one like every day. They're calling me about this. But I'm going to play this recording of this voicemail, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So here we go.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick, and I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you.
So that's a scam phone call that's going around a lot right now. It's basically tax forgiveness, but there are some classic indicators in that message that it's a scam. One, they're saying that you got to call this week, right? So they're trying to force that urgency, which that we talked about a lot. And what's interesting about this scam too is I have friends receiving the exact same message and call, except the phone number that they ask you to call back will be different, which is kind of interesting. But this is an example of what AI is doing right now. That phone call sounded very realistic. Someone might actually think it was a real person. It's a robocall. It's a scam. The same call is going out to everybody, trying to get new victims. But it's AI, and it sounds like it could be a person. You know, she offers to keep the file open for you and the call back and leaves a real number. They use AI to actually generate that voice too. So it sounds, like it doesn't sound robotic. It sounds like a real person. But that's an example of an IRS scam that's going around as well. These phone calls that they're saying it's a tax forgiveness program. So watch out for those phone calls. So that was 2 examples of IRS scams that are circulating right now. There's plenty of more, right? But be on alert. And just a tip: the IRS recommends filing your taxes as early as possible. This way, if a scammer is going to file as you and try to steal your refund, if you file first, you beat them to the punch. So that's their advice. Get your taxes filed early. This way, the scammer doesn't do it before you. So that's 2 examples of IRS scams to watch out for, and a Social Security scam to watch out for. All active now, all recent. The next scam that we're going to talk about, and we have a lot of examples about this one. This one keeps coming up. Every week this comes up. It's becoming more and more common. It's instead of slowing down, it's spreading even faster now. But it's that unpaid road toll scam. These text messages going out claiming you have an unpaid road toll. There's so many different versions of this scam. Where basically victims are contacted about unpaid tolls and asked to pay quickly through a link or risk penalties. These scams exploit urgency and fear of fines. And we have a ton of examples of these text messages to share with you. But just to give you an idea, they're impersonating everybody, right? There's text messages going out that they're claiming to be from SunPass. They're claiming to be from Peach Pass. They're claiming to be from North Carolina Quick Pass. They're claiming to be from Good to Go, which is the Washington Department of Transportation service over there. Easy Pass, North Texas Tollway Authority, Drive Easy Maryland, Easy Drive Massachusetts, which isn't on this list, but as them as well, and then Fast Track, which is California. So these scammers are sending out text messages impersonating all these agencies. So it's nationwide, and they're hitting everybody pretty hard. And some examples of these text messages I'm going to share with you. So this was the original version of this text message that was going out. It started a couple months ago. And again, we did a video a few months ago about this. It's on our YouTube channel. So definitely check out that video. It gives a lot of useful information. But these are all examples of the text messages that these have been going out for months. And each one of these is a different state. We got California toll services, North Carolina toll services, Illinois, Ohio, Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York toll services, Florida SunPass. And these text messages all follow the same narrative. They claim that there's an unpaid toll due, and it's usually a very small amount, $6, $11, $5, $7. So they're a small amount, but they threaten fees about 10 times more than what the supposed toll is. So if you don't pay, this one says you have a toll of $6.49 due. If you don't pay, though, you're going to get charged $64.90. Right? This one claims you got a $6.99 toll due. If you don't pay, you're going to get charged $70. And then they all have a link to a fake website, which is going to steal your personal financial information. This scam is so common right now, and it's just getting worse. More and more warnings come out every week about this scam. So these are all images of the original version of this scam. But it kind of started evolving. Like, other groups got involved in this. We think there's other criminal groups. I've heard that Chinese groups have gone behind this. And so it's all different groups behind us now. But it evolved into Easy Drive MA. So a lot of these text messages are going out now. They're saying that, let's say you have a fast track toll due, right? But then the links to Easy Drive MA. It might not even mention fast track, but Easy Drive MA is very common right now that they're mentioning this. Massachusetts has been warning about this scam a lot, and the Easy Drive MA one is going out all throughout the country. I've had people call me from New Jersey, reporting this one to me, and they didn't even drive in Massachusetts. So scammers are just targeting everybody with this, hoping to trick somebody. What's funny is I actually did go to Massachusetts a month or so ago. So getting a text message like this, and you did go to Massachusetts, you might think to yourself, hey, I missed a toll. I got to pay it. But it's a scam. But it's a scam, so don't. And you notice at the bottom it has that, please reply yes, because they're trying to activate the link. So don't do it. Again, this one person is Easy Drive Massachusetts. Has become extremely common. But here's a SunPass example, though. So this one's still going around, SunPass. You can see this one's just dated a couple weeks ago. Here's another good example of the Easy Drive MA one. This one says, Easy Drive MA reminder, your bill for $6.99 is due soon. Please visit. And it gives you a fake website. These fake websites, what they'll do a lot of times is they'll work the name of the toll agency in there to try to make it sound legit. Like, they worked Easy Drive MA into the website name here, but then it goes to some gibberish website, .xin/VIP. So, and we talked about it in the headlines because the NY Thruway, they just released a warning about this too. In their warning, they shared a side-by-side. Unfortunately, the screenshot I got was blurry. But they give you a couple tips about how to identify that these are fake. If it was a real message from EasyPass, it would have been from a short number, a 5-digit number. It wouldn't have been from an actual phone number, where the scam texts are coming in from an actual phone number. So that's one tip that that's a scammer. So be suspicious of any text messages, especially in New York, because now there's a lot of confusion with the whole congestion pricing that they put in place. So people are getting these text messages and they're getting confused, thinking it's just part of the new congestion pricing system. But it's not. It's scammers. So that's the road toll scam to watch out. And again, this one's been going on for months. We have the video on our YouTube channel too, so you can share that with your loved ones. Who's still with us? Say hi in the chat. Give us a like. Click the heart. Tell us about your experiences. Been scammed, or you know someone who's been scammed. Our goal here is to spread awareness. We just live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the thumbs up. Helps our content get out there and warn people. So next scam we're going to talk about, and this one's extremely common right now. There's a headline or two about this one. Arrest warrant scams. Sometimes they'll call it a jury duty scam. But basically, a victim is contacted by someone impersonating law enforcement. And a lot of times, this phone call will come in, and it'll show the phone number of the police station or sheriff's office. But again, you can't trust caller ID. Scammers know how to manipulate it, and they are. They are actively manipulating caller ID. Caller ID is not a good way to verify who you're talking to. You can't trust it. So an arrest warrant scam, the scammer calls up and they tell you a warrant's been issued for your arrest, and they'll threaten that they're going to send like a deputy over there to arrest you if you don't pay immediately. Seen lots of warnings about this one come from sheriff's office. Law enforcement isn't happy about being impersonated in this scam, and apparently it's happening a lot right now. So we did a video about this one a couple weeks ago, and we shared some examples of fake paperwork that these scammers are providing. Right, they'll send you fake paperwork claiming that there's a warrant out for your arrest, and it's all part of the scam. Right, so if somebody's calling you saying there's an arrest warrant, you missed jury duty, be very suspicious. Hang up. If you're concerned, reach out directly to the sheriff's office or law enforcement agency they were impersonating. Right, reach out directly and see what's going on. But most of the time it's going to be a scam, especially right now. It's a very common scam. They call you up. They tell you there's an arrest warrant and you need to pay now. They try to scare you. They'll threaten to come and arrest you. They'll try to get payment from you immediately. So watch out for these arrest warrant scams. I have some takeaways of this one. It's a little repetitive, but so always remember, scammers can manipulate what the phone number shown on caller ID is. So you can't trust it. They'll provide fake paperwork to convince you arrest warrant is real. They try to urge you to make payment immediately over the phone or to go get gift cards. It's a red flag. We talked about that in our red flags discussion. And then the advice from the sheriff's office is if you get a phone call claiming a warrant was issued for your arrest, ask for the name of the organization that issued the warrant. Hang up. Call the organization directly. Do not engage with the scammer who contacted you. So watch out for these fake arrest warrant scams. Extremely common right now. If you're just joining us, click the like, say hi in the chat, click the heart, subscribe. Definitely need more subscribers, help spread awareness about these scams. Next scam we're going to talk about, bank impersonation scams. So this bank impersonation scam is extremely common right now. And it's a good example of how you can't trust the caller ID. Because unfortunately this scam, it's fooling a lot of victims. And the reason why it's fooling them is because the caller ID will actually show the bank's phone number. So these victims, they think they could trust whoever is on the phone, not realizing that it's a scammer spoofing the phone number, making it look like it's the bank. So there's this one woman, we hear about her story. She answered the phone. It was a trusted Wells Fargo number. So she thought that she could trust who she was talking to. But it was actually a scammer. Unfortunately, she did everything they said to do, and they drained her bank account. So let's hear about her story specifically here. Her trouble began when she saw a familiar phone number on her caller ID. I got a call from a Wells Fargo number saying that I had fraudulent activity on my account and that a random person was being sent money from Zelle. They told me to go onto my account and that I needed to secure my Zelle on my end by sending money that would go back to my account right after. So this is a common narrative that they use. They call you up, they impersonate the bank or an agency. The caller ID shows the bank's phone number. Right, so you'll think you're actually talking to somebody from the bank, but you're not. And the common narrative that these scammers will tell you is they tell you someone's stolen your identity or someone's gotten into your account and your money is no longer safe in your bank account, which is why you need to transfer it. And they'll tell you you're transferring it to another account or you're transferring it to the agency and they'll give it right back. But in reality, you're transferring it to a scammer. And you're not going to get that money back. In this one's case, she used Zelle. to transfer the money, which is a red flag as well. We talked about unusual payment methods. Zelle should be factored into that. She said she felt it was sketchy the whole time, but since it came up as a legit Wells Fargo number, she trusted it. Digital tools are making it easier than ever to target hardworking Americans. Samuel Levine, director of the FTC, said. Yeah, so going back to this text message version. So they're actually targeting victims by phone and by text, right? So we heard about that victim's story, and in her case, it was a phone call. Right? She got a phone call, caller ID showed the bank's phone number. She trusted it. Well, a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine was targeted with this scam. She received a phone call, didn't answer, but she confirmed that the caller ID did show the phone number of the bank, right? Right after that phone call came in, that she didn't answer, she got a text message. And this is a screenshot of that text message she received. And the text message impersonated TD Bank. And the message says, did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not. All right. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to trick victims into replying no, because you didn't make that transaction, so you want to reply no. This is a scam. It's not actually from the bank. There's a couple ways you could tell. So we actually reached out to the bank just to confirm and report this, and the rep gave us some useful information. First of all, as with the other text message we talked about, if this text had actually been from your bank, it would have been from a short phone number. It wouldn't have been from an actual phone number. It would have been from one of those short 5-digit code phone numbers. So that would have been one giveaway that this isn't your actual bank. It's coming from a phone number instead of a short code phone number. The other giveaway is the text message would have mentioned which account they're referencing. It would have had like the last 4 digits of your account or what it ended. It would have indicated which account they were referring to. So that's also an indicator that this wasn't a real text from the bank. Now keep in mind how this flow went down, right? They called my friend first. They called her first. She didn't answer. And then immediately after, she gets a text message from this. So these scammers are trying multiple ways to target people and convince them that they're from the bank. If she had replied to this text message, they would have continued to ask more information. Because she would have replied no, because she didn't make the charge. Then the scammer would have replied back and started saying things like, your account's been frozen, please verify your username, please verify your password, please verify your date of birth. And it would have tried to get all personal information from her. And eventually try to access her bank account once they have the information. So watch out for this scam. It's a tricky scam. And they are targeting people with a phone call first and then sending a text message. So the scammers are trying multiple ways to reach people. So watch out for this one. And always remember, don't trust the caller ID. Just say it. They keep on saying it over and over again. Who's still with us? Say hi in the chat. Give us a like. Click the heart. Going over some common scams, showing you examples about what to watch out for. Grandparent scam. This is a good one. So grandparent scam, we talked about this a little earlier. Scammers impersonate a distressed relative, often claiming to be in jail, and request immediate financial help. Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. So these scammers call up and they'll impersonate someone's son or daughter, right? And then they'll impersonate a police officer, and they'll tell a story about your loved one is in jail, right? And they need bond money to get out. And they're going to be contacted by a law office for fees to get them out. And at first you're like, well, who would believe that? But I actually have a video to share with you. So one of these scam baiters, I love this story. One of these scam baiters actually hacked into one of these scammers' computers. And he turned on their webcam and actually watched them in the process of doing a grandparent scam. So I'm going to share that video right now. I'm going to play it for you. So here we go. I find this video fascinating, by the way.
Oh,
Mom, I had a car accident.
huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number
It's the number 2.
2.
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2 the.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscated her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right. Bye.
The next
So that was an actual recording of one of these grandparent scammers. This guy was actually located in the Dominican Republic. And I find that video fascinating because there's so much. Let's break that down. There's so much, right? So first of all, he calls up impersonating the daughter of this victim, right? And you can hear him. He changes his voice. I think it sounds like he's using some voice changing software too. He makes it sound like he's crying, right? And then they hand over the phone to the police officer, and he immediately changes his voice, and he's impersonating the police officer, where he goes into the whole story, about your daughter being arrested in a car accident, right? So he impersonates the daughter, and he impersonates the police officer. And what's interesting about it, right, is when he goes to impersonate the police officer, he puts the police scanner chatter in the background to make it sound like, it's actually at a police station, right? And there were a couple things that he mentioned. It's all part of the scam, right? First, he said that the daughter's phone had been confiscated, right? That's to stop her from, her mother from trying to call her phone. She's going to figure, okay, it's been confiscated, so she's not going to call, right? So that's their attempt to try and stop her from reaching out to her daughter. All right. Then the second thing is he says that her daughter's embarrassed about the arrest, right, and asks her not to tell anybody. And that's where that request for confidentiality comes in that we talked about, that red flag. The red flag there. So this guy was located in Dominican Republic. He's still doing I don't know if he's still doing his thing out there or not. But yeah, that was a little peek inside of what these scammers is doing out there. And as far as these grandparent scams go, we have this news article which gives us some more information about what's going on with this scam. This article is from New Jersey. It's a New Jersey federal court charges 3 additional Dominicans in a grandparent scam. So this group in the Dominican Republic, well, we'll read the details from the article here. So this article is telling us that some residents of the Dominican Republic were extradited to the United States. They made their appearance in Newark Federal Court yesterday on charges that they were participating in a sprawling grandparent scam that defrauded elderly Americans out of millions of dollars. It says there are actually 11 people indicted here. They engaged in a long-running grandparent or family in need of bail scam against hundreds of seniors across the United States, including New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. They mentioned one guy is alleged to have led a network of call centers. Right, so that's something to keep in mind, too. When you're dealing with these scammers, you're dealing with call centers full of scammers. As detailed in the court filings, members of the conspiracy referred to as openers called elderly victims in the United States, impersonating the victim's children, grandchildren, and other close relatives. So what we just watched was an opener. That's an opener to the scam. And that's why he ended the video saying, okay, stay by the phone, we're going to call you back. At that point, he hands it over to a closer. So there's multiple scammers that work together in this scam. The call centers use technology to make it appear the calls were coming from inside the United States. Right, so we already mentioned that. They can control what the caller ID shows. Typically, the victim was told that their grandchild had been in a car accident and was arrested in connection with the accident. Once the openers tricked the victims into believing their loved ones were in dire trouble, others working at the call centers, known as closers, allegedly impersonated defense attorneys, police officers, or court personnel, and convinced victims to provide thousands of dollars in cash to help their loved ones. It's important to realize here, these scammers, these grandparent scams, they don't just stop with one fee, right? They call up, first they impersonate the police department and say they need bail. Then they impersonate a bond company and say they need bond. Then they impersonate a law office and say they need legal fees. Then they impersonate the municipality and say they need fees for court fees, right? They don't stop. They make up an excuse to take more and more money until this victim either runs out of money or realizes that they're being scammed. That's the thing about these scammers. They're ruthless. They don't just stop with getting you once. They just keep on going until they take every dollar they can. If convicted, they each face a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison for each count and a maximum fine of $250,000 for each count. So crime doesn't pay if you're going to get caught. But that's a grandparent scam. And it's still very active. I don't know if they busted up the whole Dominican Republic organization that was doing this or not, but just in the headlines today we saw these are still happening and still being reported by people. So these grandparent scams are still pretty common, so warn your loved ones about them. I mean, it's crazy it's gotten to this point, but the advice is to come up with a code word that your family could ask if something like this ever happens. It's crazy, but that's where we're at these days. So that was 6 common scams that are out there and going on right now. We shared a bunch of examples of those, and hopefully you all learned something or had an epiphany and realized something. We have videos of most of these scams on our YouTube channel, so if you want to warn loved ones, you go find the video on our YouTube channel. You can share it with them that way. How we all doing? People still watching? Say hi in the chat. Click the heart. Give us a thumbs up. Click the like. Help us spread awareness about these scams. We got 2 streams going. We got a vertical stream and a widescreen stream going. So feel free to hop around. See people active in both chats. So that's cool. If you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel yet, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get, more likes we get, the more the algorithm will share our content and spread awareness of these scams, which is our goal. So I have a bunch more scams to go over here. Let's this next section, we're going to talk about snail mail scams. That's right, snail mail. Because scammers still use the post office too. I think we've all gotten so used to online scams and phone call scams and text message scams that we forget sometimes they're hitting us in the mail too. So I have some examples of some recent and active scams that are using the postal service and landing in your mailbox. So let's start with this inheritance scam. Try to make it bigger so you can see. All right, so this letter was actually received by a family member of mine a few months ago, in November. And it impersonates a law office and claims that there's an inheritance, life insurance policy on a long-lost relative that died of COVID 4 years ago. That relative does not exist. This is all part of a scam. They say that there's a $10 million inheritance. And you can see this, again, this is a regular letter. It came in the mail. It has convincing letterhead. It looks like it's from a law office and has a fancy logo. Very professional sounding letter. And the names on the letter were actually real. It actually had the family member's real name there, right? And the last name was used as supposedly the person who passed away, which isn't real. But they sent out these letters and they just swap out the name. So if they're going to send this letter to you, they swap out and put your last name there. They're going to send it to somebody else, they swap out, put their last name there. And what this letter says is, it basically says it's a law office. Their client passed away. They share the same last name as you. Because they share the same last name, you're entitled to the inheritance. Therefore, I ask for your consent to be in partnership with me for the claim of this policy benefit, in view of the striking similarity and same last name and nationality with the deceased. If you permit me to add your name to the policy, all proceeds will be processed on your behalf. I wish to point out that I want 10% of this money to be shared among charity organizations, while the remaining 90% will be shared between us. This is 100% risk-free. I do have all necessary documentation to expedite the process in a highly professional and confidential manner. I will provide all relevant documents to substantiate your claim as the beneficiary. This claim requires a high level of confidentiality, and it may take up to 30 business days from the day I received your consent. So notice how they asked for confidentiality twice. There's that red flag where they're asking you to keep it confidential and not tell anybody. A quick Google of anything in this letter returns plenty of other people reporting the exact same letter. The only difference is they swap out the names. Just because it's a physical letter that gets delivered, it doesn't mean it's any more legit than if it had been an email they received. So be on the lookout for this letter in the mail and similar scams. This is an inheritance scam. And we see a lot of email versions of it too, but in this case it's a snail mail version because scammers are still active in snail mail. Our next example of a snail mail scam is a fake renewal bill. And this one was also received by a family member in June. So it's not that old. I've seen this scam for a while, though. This one's been going on for years. And what they do is they send you a letter, and it looks like it's a renewal, right? So if you look at this, it looks like it's a renewal bill. They're asking for payment by a certain amount of time. And this targets people that own websites. So at the top I blurred it out, but it did have a legit website listed. And that was correct. But this is all fake. There is no business listing. There is no maintenance. There is no service that was signed up for. This is all fake, and it's made to look like it's a renewal. On the back in small letters, it'll say something like this is an advertisement. Like, I think they have lawyers that try to make it so they can't be sued. But it's very misleading. Like, it has a return by date. And this is common for scammers to do. Businesses get targeted a lot too, because they just send a whole bunch of these fake bills that look like they're renewals to businesses, and they don't know it, just pay them. But they also target individuals too. So watch out for this fake version of a renewal bill. And again, this is an actual letter that was received in the mail. And then it's a good time to take a moment and talk about QR code scams too, because those are physical as well. A lot of times scammers will send out a letter that has a QR code on it. They'll say you want a sweepstakes, or you can get a free product if you scan this QR code. Let me show you an example. So here's an example of a card that says scan this QR code to get free wireless earbuds. But it's a scam. If you scan that QR code, you'll be taken to a fake website that steals your credit card number. And you have to watch out for these QR codes now, because scanning a QR code is the same thing as clicking a link. Like literally, it's just taking you to a website as if you click the link. So you need to look at it as the same as how you would handle links. You don't just go clicking any old link without verifying who it's from or if you're expecting it. The same thing with QR codes. You can't run around just scanning any old QR codes, because scammers are using that now. Any new technology they take advantage of, and they find a way to manipulate. There's been reports of there's these parking meters, right, with the QR codes that you could scan to load up the parking app. Scammers have been going around and putting stickers of their own QR codes on top of the parking meter QR codes. This way, when people are scanning them, they're actually being taken to a fake website and having their information stolen. And everybody's used to QR codes now. You know, menus at restaurants and things like that. So be suspicious of QR codes. The same thing as clicking on links. These are being actively exploited by scammers. Extremely common during the holidays, because they'll send gift cards, fake gift cards, or free gifts from vendors or employees or employers, right? But if you scan a QR code, you'll be taken to a malicious website. It'll steal your information, or it'll install a virus on your device. So you don't want that. So those are some examples of some snail mail scams that are still active. We have the inheritance scam, letters going out, impersonating law offices. We have the fake renewal bills, trying to trick people into a renewal that isn't real. And the QR code scams they have to watch out for. Who's with us? I'm thinking about wrapping up this live stream a little early. We're not getting that many viewers. Kind of died down a little bit, looks like. I have a whole bunch more scams we could go over. Some good ones, too. We got tech support scams, wrong number scams, fake order scams, the undeliverable package scam. There's a lot of good scams to go over. But let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're interested, and if I should keep on going. Say hi in the chat. Click the heart. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But let us know if you're here and if you're finding any of this interesting, because I'll keep going. But looks like the viewers are dying down a little bit, though, so I might wrap it up if nobody's here or showing interest. We'll keep going for a little bit, though. So give the West Coast a chance. They're just getting out of work now, right? So we'll give some of our West Coast peeps a chance to join. So let's talk about tech support scams. This one's pretty clever, and unfortunately a lot of people are falling for it. A lot of older folks are falling for this one. So these tech support scams is when fraudsters impersonate tech support reps claiming there's a virus or problem with the victim's device. They then request to access the victim's PC under the false story they're going to help remove the virus, but once they have access to the PC, they'll steal all personal information and financial data. And how this one works is your loved one will just be browsing the internet, minding their own business, and then suddenly they get a scary pop-up warning that looks like this. Warning, 5 viruses detected. All caps, big red letters, A list of scary things that are going to happen. System crashing, file deletion, theft of personal data, Wi-Fi loss, infections on your other devices. All scary stuff, right? So when this pop-up comes up, it includes a phone number to call. If you call that number, it's a scammer. So what's happening is a lot of people, and again, a lot of older folks get targeted by this. They'll get a pop-up like this, and it's just from a website, but the pop-up looks real, and it's scary, and they think that they've been infected with a virus, and they call that phone number, which then gives a scammer access to their PC. So this is one example, and we have a lot more examples here of this I'm going to show you, because this is a very common one. We did a video about this one. Very important to be aware of this one. And I'll tell you right off the bat, if you get a pop-up that says you have a virus on your computer, if it has a phone number, it's fake. It's a scam. Real alerts, real virus alerts don't have a phone number to call. So if you see a phone number that pops up, that's how you know it's a scam. If you call that number, you'll be connected to a scammer. So that's one example. And I'm going to start with some generic examples, but then I'm going to show you some more convincing ones, right? So here's a second generic example of one of these fake pop-ups. And they follow all a similar theme, right? Big red letters, scary threats, data exposed, your credit card details, email passwords, Facebook, private photos. And that says, call this number immediately. Call that number, you'll be connected to a scammer. Don't do it. There's a third example of a generic pop-up. And this one you can see that, it's got the website address up top. So, I mean, if you're computer savvy, you might be able to realize, right? But if you're not computer savvy, you don't know the difference if there's a web address or not at the top. You just see the big scary warning that your computer's been infected. And this one follows the same theme, right? Big red letters, scary message, and call tech support now with a phone number to call, which is actually a scammer. So it's extremely important not to call that phone number if you get one of these pop-ups, because that's the whole point of this scam, is to get you to call that number. And what's tricky about it is because you call the number, you'll let your guard down. It wouldn't occur to you that's a scammer because you actually reached out to them instead of them reaching out to you. So it's definitely a manipulative scam. So I showed you some generic examples of these tech support, fake pop-ups for tech support, right? But let me show you some more convincing one, because the thing about this scam is it doesn't matter if you're on a Windows machine, an Apple machine. It doesn't matter if you're on your phone, right? You could be on your mobile device. This scam targets all of them, because all it is a pop-up that tells you to call a number. So let me show you some of the Windows versions, and then after that I'm going to show you some of the Apple versions. All right, so here's a pop-up, a fake virus pop-up that looks like McAfee. It's got their logo, their colors, and it looks like a McAfee virus alert, right? And you can tell in the background it's really a website that's popping up the fake pop-up. But if someone's not computer savvy, they're not going to realize that. And what they'll do is they'll call the number. Call McAfee helpline. They call a number, but it's not McAfee helpline. It says scammer. They'll impersonate McAfee. They'll pretend to be tech support. They'll pretend they're going to help you, but they just want to gain access to your computer. And once they're on, it's all bad news. Once you give them access to your computer, they'll steal your files, your personal information, extract your passwords, get into your bank accounts. Not good. This is an example of a McAfee fake virus alert. And again, the giveaway is it has a phone number. If you get a virus alert that has a phone number, you know it's fake, because they don't have a phone number on real alerts. You with us? Click the heart. Let us know in the chat. You with me here? Let me know if you've encountered any of these pop-ups. Next example of a fake virus pop-up is Norton, right? Norton by Symantec. Big red letters, threats detected. System hard drive may fail. System critically infected. What's kind of funny about this warning is it says if you're not able to click on the buttons, call this support number immediately, right? Well, the buttons were made not to work. So if you got this pop-up, you clicked on the buttons, it's not going to work. So that's just what some they do to try to convince you to call that phone number. Call that number, it's a scammer. They'll try to get on your PC and wreak havoc. Don't fall for it. Make sure your loved ones don't fall for it. Because this one, most of the victims are older folks. So So you have older folks that aren't really computer savvy, make sure they're aware of these fake virus alert pop-ups. And they should really have a plan of action for if something like this ever happens on their computer. It's important to have, I mentioned it earlier, but for those just joining us, it's important to have your computer guy, right? So like, if something like this popped up, it wouldn't even cross your mind to call that number, because you're not going to let anybody on your computer except your computer guy, right? Maybe it's the local repair shop, maybe it's a family member that's good with a computer, maybe it's somebody you work with. But it shouldn't cross your mind to go calling a phone number and letting a stranger onto your computer. So it's good to ingrain that where only people that you know and trust, you have your go-to person to deal with this. If you think you got a virus, you got your tech guy that you're going to call. You're not going to call some random number that popped up on the screen. And again, the phone number is what gives away that these virus alerts are fake. If you get one of these pop-ups and it says to call this phone number, you know it's a scam and you know it's not real. Hey, Katie. Let me get through this. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Another example. Windows Defender. So this fake virus pop-up is impersonating Windows Defender, right? It's got the Microsoft logo. It uses their colors. It follows the same playbook with all these scary things that are going to happen. The following data has been compromised: email credentials, banking passwords, Facebook login, right? All scary stuff. And then it says to contact Windows support at this number. But it's a fake number. You call that number, you're going to be connected to a scammer. They're going to impersonate Windows support, but it's going to be a scammer. They're going to try to get on your PC and they're going to wreak havoc. So don't fall for this one. And then we have another Windows Defender example here. Same deal. Use the Microsoft logo, bunch of scary language, try to scare you, and call Windows support. They give you a fake number that actually calls a scammer. Because it's important to realize that these scammers, they're literally sitting in call centers waiting for you to call. Like this call center is full. That's their day job. They sit there and they scam people all day. So if you call this number, you're just going to ring a line. Scammer's going to answer. That's no good. All right, so those are some Windows examples. But I mentioned earlier that even if you're on an Apple or your mobile device, you're still not safe. All right, so here's some examples that are specifically targeting Apple users. So in this example, you see it's got the Safari logo, big scary red letters, virus found, 13 infections, call tech support. The list of scary stuff that's at risk, your credit card details, email password, Facebook, right? Call that number, you'll be talking to a scammer. Don't do it. Another fake virus alert pop-up impersonates Apple Care. Your Mac OS is infected with viruses. Necessary to call Apple support. And they give you a phone number to call Apple support, but it's a fake phone number. It's going to call a scammer. They're going to impersonate Apple support, but it's not. And one more example that targets Mac and Apple users. Call Apple Helpline. They got the Apple logo there. But if you call Apple support, it'll be a scammer. So people fall for it. People are falling for this scam. And again, the giveaway is if it's got a phone number to call, then it's a scam. Because real virus alerts won't have a phone number to call on them. So this scam's been going on for a while, and it hasn't went anywhere because it works. People fall for it. And again, these scammers, these specific ones, once they get on your PC, they're going to take everything. They don't just stop with one bank account. They're going to try to take all your bank accounts, retirement fund, everything, anything you got. So don't let them on. So that's a tech support scam. Hey, Kitty. Welcome. Yeah, I saw the example you sent. It's definitely scammy. Red flags left and right. Now you didn't get scammed, right? You knew it was a scam and ignored it. By the way, if you're just joining us, click the like button, hit the heart, say hi in the chat, let us know you're watching. I was thinking about ending the stream a little early, but it looks like more people are joining, so maybe I'll keep going. Still got a few more scams to go over and examples to share. We do this live stream every week. Scam Aware 101. It's our Scam Awareness weekly live stream. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The more subscribers we get, the more likes we get, the more our content will be distributed and shown to more viewers. Again, that's our goal, spread awareness. We want people to know about these scams because a little awareness could actually make a huge difference. You go to our website, scamaware101.com. You can join our email list. It's free to join. I don't send out lots of junk mail. So definitely join our email list. We'll send out reminders when we're doing live streams and send you some scam awareness tips. So again, it's scamaware101.com, and you can click join mailing list. Also, you can follow us on all your favorite social media pages. We're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. So definitely like and follow us on there. We're trying to do this stream on Facebook, but we don't have enough followers or likes or whatever on Facebook yet. So if you haven't followed us on Facebook and liked us there, please do. It'll help us get our stream over on Facebook as well. At the very least, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the like. Just help the algorithm spread our content. Awesome, Katie. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm glad that some of the stuff we were pointing out helped you. Oh, I actually thought of you earlier today because we were doing the headlines. You know, we started off the stream doing the headlines, and one of the headlines came from, there's a warning from Oregon. So I was looking for it. I was like, Katie should be interested in that one. All right. What's the next scam example? Wrong number scams. So we did a video on wrong number scams. It's actually our most popular video. It almost got 78,000 views. It's at like 77,000 something, which was crazy. But it went viral and got a lot of views. Almost hit 100,000. I still got hope. Hopefully it'll hit 100,000 soon. That'd be cool. But yeah, it was a video about our wrong number scams, which are basically a lot of times that's how pig butchering scams get started. They'll use a wrong number scam to initiate contact with the victim. We have a good video about that. So definitely check out that video, share it with a loved one. But we're going to talk about a wrong number scam right now and show you how it works. But before we do that, I'm going to go check what that headline was real quick for Katie. Let's see here. Let me see if I pull it up real quick. Let's see. Of course, that headline doesn't have Oregon in the title. Yeah, I can't find that headline right now. I might circle back and find it for you after I get through the rest of these scams. I thought I could find it real quick, but... yeah, I'll just circle back and find it for you. I can't find it quickly in the title for some reason. But anyway, let's talk about these wrong number scams. And worst case, we could always rewatch the section of the live stream. So what is a wrong number scam? Scammers send messages claiming they've reached the wrong number, but it's actually a trick to initiate conversation. They'll just send out all these random text messages. They'll say random things like, hi, or let's get together for coffee. And the point is to get you to reply and say, who is this? Or you got the wrong number. Because that accomplishes two things. One, it tells them it's an active phone number and that you're reading the text. So now the scammer knows that they can target you with more text messages and you read them. But the other thing is, if you reply back to them, what they'll do is they'll try to continue the conversation. They try to build up a relationship and a friendship with you. And then they lead into ultimately what their scam's going to be. Sometimes it's a romance scam where they just want to get you on the hook and sending them gifts, cryptocurrency and gift cards. Other times there'll be a pig butchering scam where once they build up your trust in them, they'll tell you about an investment, right? That is going to steal all your money. So some examples of these wrong number scams. And again, they can start off with anything. A message like, excuse me, is this Emma? Or, hey, Anna, I'm Josie. Or even just a message that says hi, right? The whole point is to just have the potential new victim reply back and be like, who is this? You got a wrong number. All right. And we have some examples about how these chats typically go. Here's also another screenshot of one of these. This was sent to me by a buddy of mine. Sometimes they'll send you a cutesy little picture to get your attention. Sometimes they'll know your name too. They're sending these text messages out from a list, right? So sometimes they already have your name. So I'll insert your name there. Let me show you some examples of how these conversations typically go. All right, so in this text message, random message. I'm Margaret. Are you Lillian? Person says, no, I'm Izzy. Really sorry. I think I made a mistake between your number. Hope I didn't disturb you. Yeah, reply back. That's okay. Right? But then they keep on going. Thanks for your understanding and patience. You're a kind person. Hope you have a good day today. I'm 36. Would you mind telling me your age? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to ask your age. They're going to ask your location. They're going to ask your name. Because then, once they have that information, they get to determine what type of scam they're going to eventually evolve into. So this is one example of how that conversation starts with a wrong number scam. And again, the wrong number part is just how they initiate the conversation and get it going. Then it evolves into a different type of scam after that. But the wrong number scam portion of this that's how they use to find new victims. Here's another example of a text message. Have a cup of coffee together sometime. Reply back, who is this? And they give you the whole story. Dial the wrong number, area code. Sorry, I hope I didn't bother you. No, you're good. Have a great day. But they keep going. Thank you for your kindness. I just realized I entered the wrong code. Where are you from? Right? So this one they ask where you're from. So they want to get your name. They want to find your age. They want to know where you're from. This was one that targeted me and a friend. And we actually replied back for the purpose of sharing it on this live stream to kind of give you an idea how these wrong number text messages go. And in this case, it started out with a simple message that said hi, right? And we knew right away it's a scam. If you've ever wondered why you get so many wrong numbers, this is why. We reply back. We just try to act like someone who didn't know. Hi, who is this? Person says, I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. They give you a fake story. And no, I'm sorry. You have the wrong number. Right? Oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. A lot of times they'll say they entered the wrong area code. Hope this doesn't bother you. That's okay, no problem. We just played it off. All right, but then they keep going. Thank you very much. You were very friendly and polite. I hope we could be friends. What can I call you? Right, so now they're asking your name. Okay. We replied back Pat because we figured a Pat could be a man or a woman. So we replied back Pat just to kind of mess with them. Then they reply, you have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia, currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right, so they asked the name, they asked where you live. And if we kept on going, they would have asked age, and then tried to get us over onto WhatsApp. Here's another example. This is example. This was actually sent to me. Right, and a message just comes in and says, "Hi Byron, I'm Jane." And they include a picture of a woman, right, trying to entice a reply. They'll do that. And then you'll notice. So I didn't reply. Right, and the initial message came in at 1:58 p.m. Right, didn't reply, and exactly 4 hours later on the dot, 5:58 p.m. they send a follow-up. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right. So this is automated. It's not even a real person sending you this. This is automated. It's a bot. Probably the first few replies back and forth would be a bot. Because that's where things are going with AI. This isn't just somebody sitting there, texting you back and forth. It's AI. It's a bot. It's trying to get your information initially, and then eventually a real scammer will pick up where the bot leaves off. But in the video we did about this, for this one specifically, the comments were hilarious because a lot of people were leaving comments. They got the same exact text message, the same exact picture, right? Saying that it's Jane. So yeah, that's an example of a wrong phone number scam that you need to watch out for, because that's what pulls you into and evolves into another scam. Who's with us? Click the heart, click the like, say hello. We're just getting done talking about wrong number scams. The example on my screen is a wrong number text message where they try to get you to reply. For those who are just joining, click the like button, click the heart, say hi in the chat. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us spread awareness. The more subscribers we get, the more likes we get, the more our content will be shared and the algorithm will show more people. So help us spread awareness about these scams. That's our goal. Every week we do this live stream. We just talk about the latest scams, headlines, show you examples of real scams, what you need to be aware of to protect yourself and your loved ones. So the next scam we're going to talk about is going to be a fake order scam. This one is extremely common right now. You need to keep your guard up for this one. Let me go get the examples here. All right, so fake order scams. Victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, they're connected to a scammer who attempts to steal their personal and financial information. And this scam kind of works similar to the tech support scam we just talked about, whereas it tries to trick you or tries to trick the victim into calling the scammer, right? So in the case of a fake order scam, this one's extremely common right now, and victims are being targeted from all directions. They're being targeted with phone calls, they're being targeted with text messages, and they're being targeted with emails. And we have examples of all of them for you. So let's start off with a text message example. I've had multiple people report this exact same text message to me. So in this text message example, it claims that your iCloud ID was used for a purchase at an Apple store. In this case, it says $143 paid to by Apple Pay pre-authorization. But then it says to dispute this charge, to reverse this charge, call this phone number immediately. And that's a scam. They want you to think that an order was placed or a charge under your account occurred, which it didn't. There's a fake notification, right? And the trick is they want you to call this phone number to dispute it. They're trying to scare you that you're going to get charged if you don't call his phone number. But if you call his phone number, you're going to be connected to a scammer. And it's clever because you won't realize it. You think you're calling support, but you're actually going to get connected to a scammer. So this is the example of the text message that's going out. So be suspicious of any text message you get saying that your iCloud ID was used at an Apple store, because that's the narrative that this text message is following. And again, if you call the phone number at the bottom, you'll be connected to a scammer. And in this text message, they even include a legit link to apple.com, just make it appear more legit. But the idea is they're hoping you'll just call the phone number, because then you'll be connected to a scammer. So that's a text message version of this scam. That's extremely active right now. I've seen many people reporting it right now. But we also have 2 phone calls. I actually have a third one. I haven't gotten copied to my PC. So next week we'll have a third one for you. But we have 2 phone calls to play for you. And these are the phone call versions of these fake order scams. Basically, you get a phone call. It says an order was placed, and you'll hear it, an order was placed on your Walmart account or under your Amazon account, right? And it'll say press 1 to be connected to customer support. But if you press 1, you'll be connected to a scammer. So we have 2 recorded phone calls for you to hear. And if you get these phone calls, ignore them. Do not press 1. Do not call them back. So here's a first one.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499. for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
Right? So that was actually meant for somebody to pick up, but since nobody picked up, it left a voicemail. So we got the recording of it. But basically, and that was a little choppy, but basically what that one says is it claims that a MacBook Pro was purchased under your Amazon account for $1,400. Right? So the point is to scare people. Like, oh my God, they're going to charge me $1,400? And then it says press 1 to dispute the charge. So they're trying to scare you to get you to act urgently and press 1 to dispute the charge. But if you press 1, you're going to be connected to a scammer. Right? And that's the point of a fake order scam. We just showed the text message. They do the same thing. They try to convince you that an order was placed and call this number. That's how you end up talking to the scammer. And this recording of the phone call is the same idea. They try to convince you that a $1,400 payment's going to be, or charge is going to go through under your Amazon account if you don't call or press 1 to talk to the customer support. But it's all fake. Once they get you on, they're going to try to connect your computer, going to try to steal your financial information. It's all part of the scam. The fake order scam. So here's a second recording we have. Let me play the second one for you. And it's important to realize that these fake orders, they could say the vendor could be anybody. The product could be anything. The point is they just want you to think a charge went through somewhere and you have to dispute it. That's what they're trying to do, to get you to call them, to dispute it. And that's how they connect you to a scammer. So let's listen to the second recording of a fake order phone call attempt.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
So that's the second example of a phone call for a fake order scam. And what that one did is said that a PlayStation was purchased under your Walmart account. So, and then they say press 1 to dispute it, right? So they're trying to scare you. They're trying to think that a PlayStation is getting ordered under your account. But if you press 1, you're going to be connected to a scammer, right? And they're going to follow this narrative. We mentioned it a little bit earlier in the live stream, but there's this very common narrative. What they're going to do is they're going to tell you, oh, well, you didn't do this purchase. Well, your identity's been stolen. Somebody has access to your account and funds, and somebody's making purchases, right? And then what they're going to do is they're going to tell you your money's not safe because somebody has access to your accounts, and you need to transfer that money. You need to withdraw that money and transfer it somewhere else. That's the narrative that they follow once you call up and you're talking to a scammer. They want you to think that your money's not safe in your account and you need to transfer it. And they use this fake order scam to get you on the phone so they could tell you that narrative. So we looked at a text message version of this scam that's coming in. We listened to 2 recordings of phone call versions of this scam, right? Well, what about email? So we have this article about a victim who fell for this scam. And in her case, it was an email. So let's read this victim's story here. A 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam in July. The scam began on July 17th, so middle of last year, with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone, right? So this is where the fake order notification comes in. She got an email claiming she purchased a fake iPhone. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase and was told she had multiple accounts open in her name across various states. She was informed someone was using her identity, right? So this is what we were just talking about, where that narrative goes. So she gets an email saying she purchased an iPhone, and it says to call a number to dispute it. She goes, oh my God, I didn't purchase an iPhone. I better call this number to dispute it. She calls the phone number. She's talking to the scammer, doesn't realize she's talking to the scammer. And that's when they start going with the narrative of somebody has access to your accounts, they've stolen your identity, and they're making purchases under your name. So she's talking to the scammer tells her all this. And this article is fascinating because it kind of tells you how the scam continues. So scammers then connected the woman to a person posing as a CIA agent who instructed her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. The next day, she was directed to use money to purchase Walmart gift cards and send photos and receipts. Additionally, the woman sent another $500 cash card to scammers. red flags all over the place, right? And we talked about this earlier in the stream when we were going over the red flags. Asking her to purchase gift cards, major red flag. You're talking to a scammer. If somebody calls you up and starts telling you to purchase gift cards to make a payment for something, don't trust it. It's a scammer. They prefer gift cards because it's harder to retrieve the money once gift cards are sent. But this is an example of how these fake order scams, they use email, right? It'll be as simple as email claiming you purchased an iPhone. They use text messages and they use phone calls, right? So we're being attacked from all angles by these fake order scams. And it's important to be aware of that and to not fall for it. Don't reply to these people. I mean, if you're really concerned that, for example, that phone call where it says a MacBook Pro was purchased under your Amazon account. If you're really concerned, what you do is you would just go check your Amazon account. Go to the website directly, log into your Amazon account and check that way. Don't call the phone number that the text message says or the email says. Definitely don't press 1 to talk to a rep because you'll actually be talking to a scammer. So watch out for this scam. Make sure your loved ones are aware of this one. Extremely popular right now. And it's tricky because people let their guard. If somebody goes calling that number, they're gonna let their guard down because it's not even gonna really cross their mind they're talking to a scammer because they reached out to call the scammer. So that's clever. How we all doing? Click the heart. Say hello in the chat. Let us know you're watching. I was going to wrap this live stream up, but it looks like more people have been joining. We're getting more viewers here, so I'll keep going. Click the heart. Let us know you're here. Click like, subscribe. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps get the word out about these scams. Also join our email list. Go to scamaware101.com and click join mailing list. It's free. We'll send you reminders when we're going live and other useful scam awareness content. Come on, say hi in the chat. Click the heart. Let us know you're watching. Give us a thumbs up. I also have super thanks enabled now. So, hey, you want to donate some money, we'll take that too. Why not? Our next scam that we're going to talk about is an undeliverable package scam. These have slowed down a little bit. They tend to pick up more during the holidays. It was extremely active during the holidays because everybody's sending and receiving packages. But it started to finally slow down a little bit. But don't let your guard down because they're still happening. But these undeliverable package scams, the idea is you'll get a text message. And we're going to show you some examples. Let me go bring my examples here. So these undeliverable package scams. Victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable package and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, or USPS. Any personal or financial details provided by a victim are stolen by scammers. There was never a package, right? And that really sums it up. You get a text message telling you a package has been delayed or is missing, right? It'll tell you to click a link to verify the address, but it's a scam. Anything you enter into that fake website is going to steal your information. We have some examples of those fake websites too. But let's start off with some examples of these fake text messages. Because there are quite a few different versions of these text messages going around. It's good to be aware of them all. So here's a very basic version here. Just straight up text message. Due to invalid address, you have a package that needs to be delivered. It's been suspended due to incorrect delivery address. If you do not update your address in 24 hours, your package will be returned to sender. There. And then it's got a fake link to click. Click that link. It's going to take it to a fake website. It's going to steal your information or install malicious software on your device. Here's another version of the text message. USPS package has arrived at the warehouse. Cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address next 12 hours. And there's your link to a fake website. And also they have that text at the bottom too. That's an indicator where it says please reply yes. Right? We see that on a lot of scam text messages because replying yes will activate the link on your iPhone. So that's kind of a red flag. If you see that at the bottom of any unsolicited text messages telling you to reply yes, that's definitely an indicator that it's a scam text. So be careful. In this version of an undeliverable package text, this was actually group text. This one was sent to me. It was actually a group text and it was named USPS. And I guess they do that so when you receive it, you think, oh, maybe this is legit because it says USPS across the top, right? But it's just a group text that was named USPS. So that's a little trick that they use too. Another trick is they'll send you these text messages, and instead of having the link in the text itself, it'll have an attachment. So here's 2 examples of that. In the first example, it says, package has arrived at distribution facility, but we are unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. Please click on the HTML file above. If you click that HTML file, it'll show it's either got a, well, first of all, it could straight up infect you with something right there if you click that HTML file. But in this case, usually what it does is it includes a link to the fake website. But it brings up an important point. Never open attachments that you weren't expecting from somebody, whether it's texted to you or emailed to you. Never open attachments that you weren't expecting. Because they can contain a virus. You don't want that. I mean, it's very common. So don't trust attachments that you weren't expecting from people. And USPS will never send out text messages like this with attachments too. And in this version, this one, same deal. It's the exact same thing, except it's a PDF attachment instead of an HTML attachment. And again, same rules apply. Never open attachments that you weren't expecting. Why would they send an attachment instead of just putting a link in the text? The filters sometimes might have blocked it out if they saw a link, but if it's an attachment, it might get past the filters. So that's why they do that. So let's say you did click on a link, which you shouldn't do, but if you did, here's an example of a website that it would take you to. And you can see the fake website. It'll look legit. It'll use the same colors. They'll have the USPS logo, up top, and it'll ask all your personal information, including credit card number, shipping address. But if you enter it, it's going to actually be provided to the scammer. And then there's another screenshot of a fake website. In this case, they're saying a $3 redelivery fee, which they don't do that. USPS doesn't do that in real life. But this is how they trick you into getting your credit card details. If you're out $3, I could pay that. And next thing you know, they get your credit card and go buy a bunch of stuff. So watch out for this undeliverable package scam. And there is a news article about this. I love sharing this news article. I love the story here. So this was in August, published by Wired magazine. So basically what happened is someone's wife fell victim to this scam. She got the undeliverable package scam. She fell for it, clicked on a link, entered her credit card details, right? But her husband was an IT guy, and he wasn't going to take that sitting down. So he actually used his IT skills to infiltrate the group that was running this scam. And he found out a lot of interesting details about this scam. First of all, in his case, it was being run out of a crime syndicate. A crime syndicate out of China was running this scam. Doesn't mean they're the only one. There might be other groups, but in his case, the one that tricked his wife was a group that was in China. So he infiltrates their systems, which was amazing. And he finds out all these details about their operation. One of those details is they were sending out 100,000 scam texts per day. These undeliverable text message scams. 100,000 texts per day. Right? That's how active this scam was. And that was just in one group. They also... He said in total, they had 438,000 unique credit cards. So almost 500,000 unique credit cards were provided to these scammers, these undeliverable package scammers. That's how many people were falling for this. Many people entered multiple cards each, he says. More than 50,000 email addresses were logged, including hundreds of university email addresses and 20 military or government email addresses. So, military people were falling for this scam. Government people were falling for this scam. I said California had the most victims, 141,000 entries. So, but I love this story, though, because the husband wasn't going to take it sitting down. His wife got scammed, and he's like, I will not stand for this. Right? So he ends up infiltrating the scammers, and he finds all this inside info, which is great. But this one was being run out of China. And there's probably other groups running it too. But in his case, it was a Chinese group. So the version of that scam we just went over was the text message version. But a lot of these scams, scammers will adapt them for different methods of communication. And this one's no different. So there's a text message version, but there's also email version of this scam. And the email version is a little different, right? So there might be an email version where it follows this, redelivery, click here for the link. But there was a different variation of this one going around a couple months ago during the holidays. And Scamware 101 was the first and only people to actually report on it. We were the first to identify it, report on it, share examples of it, and I haven't seen anybody share any examples since. In fact, all the websites that were linked to this scam all got taken down after Black Friday. So I think it's one of those cases where scammers are running it during a certain holiday period, but then they take it down until they're ready to run it again. But in this version of the undeliverable package scam, what was unique about it is it came in through email. The email impersonated FedEx or UPS. We got both versions of the email here. Here's the first one impersonating FedEx. It came in November 16th, right before Black Friday. Right? It says your package appears to be delayed. We have the UPS version here. It came in a week later, November 22nd. Your package appears to be missing. And it's got the FedEx logo, the UPS logo. Scammers did everything they can to make the emails look as close to legit as possible. But what's different about this variation of the scam is they have a button that says get your compensation now. So instead of saying that you have to fix details about the delivery to get the package, they're offering you compensation for the package being delayed or missing, which is completely fake. FedEx, UPS, they don't offer compensation for your package being delayed or missing, right? But these scam emails were going out impersonating FedEx and UPS saying click here to get your compensation now. And what's interesting about this scam is it goes from an undeliverable package scam and evolves into a fake retail website scam. So you click those links and you end up getting taken to a fake retail website. Here's an example of the initial sites it takes you to, where they're made to look similar to the email at first. And they got the get your compensation button one more time. But then you click get your compensation now and it takes you to a fake retail website. All right, so we're going to use that segue into talking about fake retail website scams now. But what's important to realize was this was a different variation of undeliverable package scam directing people to these fake retail websites, which was an interesting new technique that was used by these undeliverable package scammers. So if you ever get an email or text message claiming, a free product for your package being delayed or missing, it's a scam. It'd be nice if FedEx and UPS offered that, but they don't. So don't fall for it. And let me show you some examples of these fake retail websites. And the reason I'm framing this in a way where it's a different scam is because it is, right? So the first part of the scam was the undeliverable package scam trying to get you to the fake retail website. But the fake retail website in itself is its own scam, meaning that all different methods will be used to direct you to these fake retail websites, not just emails saying you have an undeliverable package. So let me show you some examples of these fake retail websites. And these are the ones from that undeliverable package scam. If we had clicked on a link, it would have taken you to this site. You see you got the Black Friday banner across the top, making it look like they're having some specials, some deals going on. And what they're offering you is, in this case, wireless headphones. They say it's $175 value, but you pay for shipping. Pay $9 for shipping, right? And that's the scam. That's how you steal your information. They make you think that you're going to get a product worth $175, right, just for paying shipping. But it's a scam. They're going to steal any information you provide in here. And this was one of the products that previous scam was offering as compensation. But again, this is its own scam in itself. And there's different ways that they'll direct you to this site. It might be an email offering you a special offer or deal, right? It might be an advertisement on social media or Google ads, because these scammers will purchase ads that link to these malicious websites. Just because it's an ad doesn't mean that it's safe. A lot of that stuff doesn't get reviewed or confirmed to be safe. So they'll use different methods to try and drive people to these fake retail websites. But a common indicator is offering a product for just paying for shipping, especially when the product's $175. And you see they did that with these wireless headphones. Another page, they did a portable heater. Same $175 value, and you're getting it for $9 for shipping. All right, and then the earbuds. So they'll take popular products and they'll work them into their scams. They do the same thing for the earbuds. $175 value, but for $9, just for shipping, you can get them. So they try to entice you with too good to be true deals. So that's what you got to be aware of. You know, if you see a deal that's too good to be true, be suspicious of it, for sure. What's interesting about these websites too, I just learned this, so I'm gonna pass on this information. A lot of these websites are actually live, and I mean that as you type information into them, behind the scenes that information is getting logged. So even if you don't click order now, any information you entered is still logged behind the scenes. So let's say you enter all your delivery information, first name, last name, your address, you enter your credit card details, and then you realize, wait a minute, this is probably a scam. I'm not going to click order. But it's too late, because in real time, anything you were typing in, it did get logged behind the scenes. So that's also something to keep in mind. You don't want to type anything into these. You don't even want to like mess with them and fill out information to see what happens. You just don't engage. So those are fake retail websites. You got to watch out for those. Check reviews. If you're going to order from a website you've never ordered from before, see what other people are saying about it, especially if it's got a too good to be true deal, right? So those are fake retail website scams. They're common all year round, but they definitely pick up during the holidays, which we did see a lot this year. Again, this one used a Black Friday banner up top. So, all right, cool. So those are all the scam examples I planned on going over today. If you're just joining us, say hi in the chat. Click the like, give us a thumbs up, click the heart. Let us know you're here. We do this live stream every week. Check out the latest headlines, the latest scams, make everybody aware of what's going on so you can protect yourself and your loved ones. If you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel yet, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more it helps. Give us a like, click the heart. Again, say hello in the chat. You can visit scamaware101.com. You can join our mailing list. You'll get reminders when we're going to be live streaming and also some scam awareness tips. And please follow us on your favorite social media pages too. We're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We link to each on our website, scamaware101.com. So if you can't find us, you go right to our website, and we got links to each right there. We're building out our knowledge base on our website too. So you click on knowledge base. We have a list of scams we're starting to build out, and you can click into them. It'll give you a definition. If there's a video we did about them, we'll have the video listed here. We also have a lot of useful tools and resources on our website as well. So if you click tools and resources. Yeah, so subscribe to our mailing list. Check out our website. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us. We're always releasing useful information and good stuff. Yeah, we're just trying to put something good out there. It looks like our viewers are dwindling down a little bit here. Usually on the live stream, I'll go through our resources page, but I think we get this one wrapped up for today. Unless there's somebody that specifically wants to know more, let me know real quick, and then I'll keep going. But it looks like our viewers are dwindling down. It's getting a little late. So I think we'll wrap this up. All right. So that concludes our live stream. Thank you, everybody who attended. As always, appreciate the views, the likes, the subscribers. Again, we're just trying to put something good out there, spread awareness. We do this live stream every week. We're updating our website, scamware101.com. So definitely check out our website, subscribe to our mailing list, follow us on social media. We're always trying to share new examples and warnings about scams. And even if you think you're too good to fall for these scams, it's still good to stay current and up to date because you want to keep your loved ones aware as well. So that's it. Thank you so much for everybody who attended. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't fall for any romance scams. Don't go sending gift cards and crypto to people you haven't met on dating websites. Stay aware. Stay safe. Everybody have a great weekend. All right, everybody. Be safe. Goodbye.